Kiki. The green poison is not close yet. Magneto could already feel the sourness in the air. Just inhaled a meager amount of green poisonous gas. His body has already begun to react. Coughing, shortness of breath, dizziness. What did you do? Magneto covered his mouth and nose with his hands. The voice also weakened a lot. While being chased by you, I released some intentional and healthy gas. I heard that the sound above has disappeared, which proves that I have liberated those poor guys who were locked in the cell. Mutant in the cell. Listen to me and say thank you. Because of you, they are relieved, and they don't have to be treated as martial arts by Ajax in the future. Your actions angered Magneto. Substitute plus 20, current substitute, 50. Crit, unable to peep plus 20, currently unable to peep, 40. I am going to kill you. Magneto squeezed hard. The iron bees in Mu Bai's body were constantly turning and rubbing the internal organs. It would have hurt to death for someone else. Stop doing futile actions, you know I can't be killed. Your words made Magneto stop because of anger. He really forgot that you can't die. It also relieves the pain from the body. Substitute plus 10, currently, 60. The critical strike time is over. Kiki. Magneto coughed suddenly. A mouthful of blood spit out on the palm of his hand. His body wobbled as if he was about to faint. Immediately afterwards, the vision was also blurred a lot. Don't underestimate my gas, even if you're Magneto. Magneto's status makes Mu Bai very proud, if only to take this opportunity to deal with Magneto. In the future, he will have the capital to show off when speaking in front of Mutant. As Magneto's physical condition declined sharply, Mu Bai, who was suspended in the air, slowly fell to the ground. Return. Mu Bai called out and the two swords appeared in his hands again. Magneto, I know you're a decent person, so I'll let you die decently and leave you with a whole body. Magneto feels despair. He wanted to abuse you all the time, but you turned back. I have lingering fears and lack of strength. Substitute plus 10, currently 10. Crit. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10, current skill fragment critical strike, 10. Magneto lay on the ground speechless. He watched helplessly as Mu Bai walked up to him with two knives in hand. His eyes were full of unwillingness. He still has lofty ideals that have not been realized. Don't want to die in front of the global mutant program. Goodbye, decent man. Mu Bai quickly drew his sword and slashed at Magneto. The knife was just 0.01 centimeters from Magneto's throat at the time. But after a quarter of the incense stick time, the owner of the knife, Mu Bai, flew out like a catapult. The distance between the body and Magneto suddenly widened. The body was firmly embedded in the load-bearing wall. Can knock people into walls, but I can't see anyone. Mu Bai has already guessed who is coming. Immediately afterwards, there was a whistling wind in the institution. Strong drafts passed through all corners of the institution. Swipe away the green smoke completely. Magneto, you were almost killed by a nobody. At this time, there were 3 people standing beside Magneto. One is about 60 years old. He looks like Santa Claus with a gray beard. While speaking, an invisible pressure fell from the sky and pressed Mu Bai firmly to the ground. All the fumes in the facility have been cleared, and I didn't expect someone to release such a dense poisonous gas. The person who spoke was a young man with hard eyes and a thin physique who was only 18 years old. Magneto, don't touch me to help you. Another overweight woman waved at Magneto. The dying Magneto recovered instantly. You cheated. 4 Omega Mutants hit me 1? If it comes out, it will really lower the strength of Omega Mutant. At the moment they no longer treat you as an ordinary mutant. Even Magneto and the male angel are no match. I judge that you at least have the strength to step into the Omega Mutant. Your strength has been unanimously recognized by everyone. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10, current skill fragment critical strike, 20. Your strength is almost at the disadvantage of Magneto. I'm afraid we are not bullying you. There's no need to talk nonsense with him. He can't walk out alive. I was just being careless. I didn't expect him to hide the ability to release poisonous gas. Magneto feigned composure. Don't want to be looked down upon by other mutants. Don't think too much about Magneto. Everyone will miss, not to mention you lost to a person who needs 4 Omega Mutants to barely defeat. Find a step for Magneto. Magneto is a little dazed, but still wants to get rid of you. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10, current skill fragment critical strike, 30. I heard that you can't die, so I'll make you a meatloaf first. The white-haired old man waved his hand again. Mu Bai felt the pressure on his back become heavier. It's like putting a ship on top of it, but Mu Bai will not give in. Get up with all your strength. Even the ground began to crack and sink. How can this be? The white-haired old man was suddenly surprised. Under such a strong pressure, Mu Bai can still move. And there are signs that he is about to stand up. Are you not working hard? Are you planning to crush him slowly? The young man next to him crossed his arms and asked. The white-haired old man was aware of the exertion just now. But he still smiled and said, yes, I want to play with him slowly. Stairs can't be climbed down by anyone who wants to. You just used the most psychokinesis, right? The white-haired old man felt guilty when he said it. Usually you can crush people into meatloaf. But now I can't do it, and I'm still ridiculed. Skill fragment critical strike plus 20. Current skill fragment critical strike, 50. Shall I do it? The words of the young man upset the old man with white hair. I don't need you. This person is very powerful. I did use the biggest psychokinesis just now. It's just that I have stronger ones. After speaking, the eyes of the white-haired old man suddenly turned white. The pressure on Mu Bai suddenly increased. Boom. There was a loud bang. Mu Bai directly became a puddle of meat floss. The ground sank more than 5 meters deep. This guy actually made you serious. His strength is at least level 4 mutant, much stronger than that Wolverine. Wolverine, where is he now? I'll find him after I jump out. It became a puddle of meat, but your mouth can still speak. There is no doubt that a puddle of talking meat is enough to scare other people. Skill fragment critical strike plus 20. Current skill fragment critical strike, 70. Not dead. The young man stroked the back of his head. Unbelieving and evil, he walked in the direction of Mu Bai Rooney. What do you look at? Even if I turn into a puddle of meat, I'm much more handsome than you. Mocking at the young man's appearance. Rice is even more handsome than him, which seriously hit his self-esteem. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10. Current skill fragment critical strike, 80. I don't believe you can't die. Young people have a bad temper. There was a strong wind all around. I saw the young man stretch out his hands. A gust of wind wrapped around his hands, with a wave of his hand. Countless powerful wind knives flew towards the meat paste. Swipe swipe. It only takes a few seconds. Mu Bai is chopped into dices like pork on a cutting board. There were dense knife marks on the ground. I don't believe that if you are chopped into diced meat, you will be fine. The young man smiled at Ding Ru. You're even more handsome than a pile of minced meat, and you're getting angry from embarrassment. You really don't have confidence in your looks. Referring to the pain of youth again, at the same time shocked several people present. A pool of diced meat can actually talk. Unexpectedly, it only took you a few seconds to recover your mouth. Skill fragment critical strike plus 80. Current skill fragment critical strike, 90. Still alive. The youth growled almost at 080. I don't believe you can still talk. The young man was driven mad by Mu Bai's words. Thinking of using the wind knife again. But at this moment, the white-haired old man behind him patted the young man's shoulder lightly with psychokinesis. Don't worry about a puddle of meat, it's a good thing he can't die. At least we can keep using him. You come back and leave the rest to Lao Bai. 2 people persuaded. The youth had no choice but to give up. Let's go, ugly man. Just about to give up killing you. 1 sentence. Temper soars again. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10. Current skill fragment critical strike, 100. The crit rate of skill fragments reaches 100, and the crit rate of receiving skill fragments. Every time skill fragments are obtained, there is a 50% chance to randomly obtain additional skill fragment rewards. Hateful. Just when the youth looked back again, a man's voice came from not far away. Jace, wait. The voice is very familiar. As soon as Mu Bai heard it, he knew that the speaker must be a man. Ajax, you can't stop me, I'm going to kill him 1,000 times today. Only more than 1,000 times, you are not only ugly, but also weak, at least cut me more than 10,000 times every day. Crazy Jess. Now I can't get rid of my hatred for killing you more than 1,000 times. I also discovered Jess' hotspot. As long as he is ugly, he will get angry. Unable to peep plus 20, currently unable to peep, 60. Crit, golden egg plus 1, hatch after 3 days. There's another golden egg, it seems that I'm about to give it away again. Jess, don't argue with him. With your strength, it doesn't take half a minute to cut 10,000 knives, but you have also seen that he can't die. Even if you cut him 100,000 times, he is still alive. Ajax's words made Jess Rage's eyes gradually calm down. Seeing Jace's clenched hands loosen, Ajax came from a distance smiling. Don't listen to Ajax. If you can cut me 100,000 knives in 5 points, I will definitely die. Why? Give Jess a reason to swing the knife again. But even if it is true, Ajax will not let Jess do this, because you still have to be a tool man. Wind knife plus 10, current wind knife, 10, really? Jess, don't listen to him, he wants to die very much now. If you kill him, you will fall into the trap. Ajax, you are right, I can't let this kid die too quickly, but I will hack you 1,000 knives every day to vent my anger. Ugly people have a lot of work, I don't think you can do it at all, so Che finds a way for himself to go down. Full mocking value. Jess Windknife is already hungry and thirsty. Taunt plus 10, current ridicule, 10, crit, substitute plus 10, currently, 70. Old bye, don't let him talk anymore, Ajax yelled. The white-haired old man's eyes turned white. Suddenly a ball barrier completely covered Mu Bai's diced meat. Boom boom boom. Jess's windknife was completely unable to cut through it. Lao Bai removes the barrier, don't force me to use all my strength. Young people, don't be arrogant, how about this, I will give you a few female college students to slow down your temper. Ajax's words made Jess stop suddenly. I want 3. No problem, someone will send it to you later. To appease Jace. Ajax backed down, because he knew Jess's terrifying strength. His wind knife can cut through almost everything. The huge mechanism can't stand it for even a few seconds. At the moment, Mu Bai's body gradually recovered from a puddle of diced meat into a clay figurine. The barrier around the body changes with Mu Bai's size. The barrier is as big as Mu Bai is, almost completely attached to the body. Immobilize him. Even the gigantic ability cannot be used. What's worse is that he can't hear others talking. All his words were cut off. Fake, at least let me unlock the mass transfer skill first. Aware of the benefits of sound transmission, if the spherical barrier does not touch, you can only talk to yourself. Sound transmission plus 20, current sound transmission, 50. Crit duplication plus 10, current duplication, 50. Mu Bai kept winking at Ajax and the others, but no one paid attention to his expression. Ajax, how do you manage the establishment? If I hadn't been busy dealing with Professor X and the others, and looking for alliances, I wouldn't have entrusted the number 2 institution to you. Magneto looked at Ajax coldly. But Ajax is unfazed. Don't worry, our efforts are all worth it. Now that we have controlled him, more importantly, we have a mutant that can control his gas production, and we can create more mutants. Worth it? You know what he's done while you're away. Magneto took a step forward, almost pressing his mouth against Ajax's face. It's not that I want to escape. Ajax, you may not know it just after you came back. He not only leveled the E area, but also killed a large number of researchers and powerful mutants. He even poisoned all the mutants in the cell on the 5th floor. What? Listen to the story of the fat woman. Ajax's eyes widened in surprise, when looking back to Mu Bai. Mu Bai is making faces, as if mocking Ajax. How can it be? Except for his undead healing ability, he doesn't seem to have any other outstanding abilities. Before losing to me, the flower boy and the boy angel who are stronger than me, any of these two should be able to deal with him. What's more, I asked Murphy to keep an eye on him before I left. Could it be that none of these people can stop him? Ajax still underestimates Mu Bai. Speak the words. Apparently they regard Mu Bai as an inconspicuous guy who only knows how to mess around. If Ajax knew that Mu Bai almost killed Magneto, he estimated he could jump 3 feet high. When was the last time you beat him? About a week ago. It's a week away now. How strong can his ability be in just 1 week? If we hadn't come just now, old Wong would have almost died in his hands. And Huanon and Murphy were both killed by him, and Angel was completely abolished. What? Magneto was almost killed by Mu Bai. Murphy and the Flower Boy are both dead, and Angel, the boss of the E-Zone, is also abolished? As soon as the words came out, Ajax was shocked. If someone else said, he might not believe it. But the talking old man is one of the ceilings of the combat power in Area C. Ajax trusted the words of the white-haired old man 100%. It's just that he never dreamed that all these things were done by Mu Bai. Now you know that you were in trouble. That's why you didn't tell us. If you told us earlier, you wouldn't have lost so much. Magneto picks up Ajax's jaw. There was murderous intent in his tone. But things have happened. Even killing Ajax won't help. So Magneto was in no rush to kill him. Instead, I want to see how Ajax wants to save the situation. My responsibility. I really didn't expect Mubai to be so strong in just 1 week. If I knew he could cause trouble, I should have cut off his head and locked him up. It's useless to say no. What do you want to do now? The gas he releases can create a mutant. Before, because only he can control the gas emission, he was allowed everywhere. Now we have made a breakthrough on this issue. As long as it goes well, it won't be long before we get more mutants. Ajax was sweating profusely. I once again experienced the horror of being dominated. Go. Don't make any more troubles, this time I will personally participate. Magneto is uneasy about Ajax. Prepare to follow him to participate in Mubai's experiment. Until I saw Mubai's gas create mutant with my own eyes. Ajax tugged at his collar. He winked at the men behind him. The subordinates knew how to push out the bound experimental subject in a hurry. Take them directly to the laboratory in Area C. Magneto's eyes moved. All 14 operating beds were raised. Follow Magneto's footsteps and fly to the C area laboratory. Ajax asked Angel to bring in the farting mutant. Fortunately, he was protected. Did not die in Mubai's gas. Come to the laboratory in Area Circa. The white-haired old man left a hole in Mubai's buttock for the release of gas. And Mubai's butt is attached to a closed pipe. At the end of the pipe is a pressure tank 3 meters high and 2 meters wide. Mubai color gas will be stored in it all. At this time, a man with glasses and a wretched expression appeared. Mubai immediately identified him as the fart man. Wants to talk but can only talk to himself. If you don't speak, you can't get skill fragments. Completely restricted Mubai's growth. Boss, what do I need to do? The farting man walked into the laboratory. I was shocked by the scene in front of me. You can tell without asking. Ajax is going to collect Mubai's fart. Keeping you alive is of course useful. What you need to do now is to help that person release the gas. No problem. This is my unique skill. As long as I think about it, there is no airtight chrysanthemum. After speaking, the fart man looked at Magneto, whose back was towards them. Eyes narrowed. Magneto's chrysanthemum suddenly made a loud noise. And Magneto was stunned. Turning his back to the two of them and not speaking to improve his style. As a result, there was a loud noise that directly pressed the surface and swept the floor. King want to die, who told you to use supernatural powers on others? Don't get excited, boss, I just tried it on your little brother. Shut up. Ajax slaps the fart man hard. An expression of hating iron but not steel. I just wanted to rely on the farting man in exchange for some credit. But humiliated Magneto again. But Magneto didn't take it seriously. Let's get started. Hurry up and start. Ajax also mumbled. Seeing that Ajax seemed to be afraid of the man in the black cloak in front of him. The farting man had no choice but to get serious. Bloom. Then he shouted at Mubai. The chrysanthemum that Mubai stepped up instantly bloomed to the maximum scale. A cascade of gas poured into the gas tank behind. You're sure these gases make mutants? Even if you can't smell it. Magneto also subconsciously blocked his nose with his finger. It's confirmed. Nearly 20 mutants have been produced through his gas, and the mutation time is very short, less than 2 hours will succeed. Okay. I'll trust you for now, don't blame me for killing you if you make another mistake. Don't worry, if you make another mistake this time, it's up to you. Ajax has caused a big mess. All counting on Mubai's gas to regain Magneto's trust. And Mike from at the moment, has been promoted. Became a garbage room cleaner. Standing in the dirty garbage room now to clean up the garbage. What are you doing? At this time, a dirty man came over. Saw Mike hiding something in the garbage. Nothing but cleaning. Cleaning. How can I see that you were sneaky? Are you hiding something? Who can hide things in the garbage dump without incident, and the garbage has to be crushed before being sent out? I'm not a fool, how can I hide things? I wanted to rummage through the trash to find evidence. But hearing what Mike said made sense, he gave up the idea of digging through the trash. Hurry up and work, and if I see you being lazy again, I will whip you with a whip. Yes, I'll do it right away. Mike hurriedly picked up the shovel beside him. By the way, I heard that your boss has been controlled and sent to the laboratory in Area C. After walking 2 steps, the manager of the garbage room suddenly came back. The words spoken were obviously mocking Mike's past. He's now a toy that provides gas. Haha, that's all he asked for, who made him insist on escaping. You actually have the nerve to say that, you used to have a lot of success with him. I've said it all. I'm an undercover agent sent by Ajax, and I'm always acting in front of him. That's fine. Don't act for me in the future, and work hard. The trash man yelled. Okay, no problem. I will definitely listen to you in the future. Mike softened his lips, and 100,000 alpacas galloped in his heart. But he endured it for Mu Bai's plan B after the garbage man leaves. Mike looked affectionately at the garbage dump in front of him. It was as if Mu Bai appeared in front of his eyes. Ripples appeared in my heart. Boss, I can only help you so far. Don't come back after going out. Mouth. 2 hours later. Mu Bai was squeezed dry until he couldn't breathe. And Ajax finally smiled after seeing the storage capacity of the pressure tank. A jar full of mutant gas is enough for us to have an army of mutants. Ajax grinned from ear to ear. He's not just happy that there's enough gas in store to create an army of mutants. Also mocking Mu Bai. From a busy talker to a tool person now. Ajax has long anticipated Mu Bai's eventual fate. Can you hear me? When speaking, he looked at Mu Bai and gestured with sign language. Mu Bai at the moment cannot speak, but struggling to stick out a middle finger. Give Ajax an international gesture. I want to see how long you can last. Because you informed Magneto that the gas has been collected and can be tested in September 20th. Yes. The men at the door ran away immediately after receiving the order. Not long after, Magneto rushed over with the crowd. They are all hoping that at best Ajax can do something. And at the moment Ajax also just filled the gas available for 14 people. Gas collection over? Magneto was the first to enter. Yes, we can go and see the effect. Ajax walked up to everyone holding the oxygen tube. His face was full of confidence. Ha ha 4. At this time, the fat woman suddenly stopped the group who was about to leave. She looked at Mu Bai with some surprise in her eyes. What's wrong? I saw that Mu Bai's vitality is declining rapidly. The farts that I controlled for 2 hours will not die, and half of their lives will be abolished. The fart man continued speaking hastily. Even a small person wants to be respected by the big guys. It's not the same. I saw that his life was above 50% when he was cut into diced meat, but now it has reached 15%, and it is still decreasing. Fat women can see everyone's health. Just like the player can see the blood bar of the monster. At the moment Mu Bai scene. Fat women are often seen on dying people. It's a joke, he has regenerative healing factor, he can't die if he is cut into pieces by me, how could he fart and die? Jess couldn't help laughing. Maybe I was born to defeat him, and my special ability can kill him. Before Ajax answered, the farting man spoke first. Shut up. Ajax glared at the farting man. The farting man could only retreat to the corner obediently, not daring to speak anymore. Maybe I read it wrong. You mean you don't believe me anymore? I definitely believe you. Since you said that he is going to die, why not save him, while he is still useful? In addition, we also know the way to kill him, and then kill him when it is useless. Ajax said suddenly. He also didn't expect that he would intercede for Mu Bai. The fat woman looked at the others without saying a word. No one else objected. The fat woman stepped forward and cast a spell on Mu Bai. But after one operation, not only did Mu Bai lose energy. The fat woman was sweating profusely. No, I've already injected him with the power of life, but he doesn't absorb it at all, like a bottomless pit. You said he was dead? Not dead, but already dead. The fat woman took out a handkerchief from her pocket and wiped the sweat from her forehead. It's a pity to die, I want to torture him. Jess looked at Mu Bai's body. With a wave of both hands, a strong wind flew towards Mu Bai's body. In the blink of an eye, Mu Bai's body was shattered into countless pieces. It doesn't matter if you die, anyway, we have collected enough gas, enough for more than 1,000 people if we save it. More than 1,000 mutants are enough, and Professor X's college has less than 50 people. Magneto said nothing. Several people left the laboratory in Area C1 after another and came to Area A. 14 people were locked in a sealed room to release the collected gas. The smell will be very smelly, you guys go out first, I can stay and watch the changes of the experimental subject. I hate the smell the most. The fat woman muttered and walked out of the laboratory first. Others followed closely behind. Only Ajax remained in the room. He is not afraid of Mu Bai's gas, so he is ready to stay in the room to observe. But when opening the stored gas, it was found that the color of the gas was green. It is obviously different from the previous yellow gas. Thought it was a gas change. Drink. I can't stand it. Ah, My body hurts. Help. Just over 10 seconds passed. The tied experimental subject began to scream. Ajax also noticed something strange in the body. The skin seemed to be corroded by the gas. Another minute passed. Watching helplessly as an experimental subject directly turned into blood. Only then did Ajax realize something was wrong. Ran out in a panic. But it was found that the door of the laboratory could not be opened at all. No matter how hard he hits, the door to the laboratory remained motionless. He looks out through the glass. Magneto and others who were standing outside have disappeared. In a panic, he smashed the window panes to get some air. But suddenly there was a buzzing outside the door. A group of iron bees quickly sealed the entire door. Ajax was trapped inside alive and unable to get out. No matter how much he yelled, it was of no use. Another minute passed. The experimental body inside has all turned into a pool of blood. Ajax's skin was also corroded and most of his body was unable to move. Only then did he realize that Magneto had given up on him. He slumped on the ground and snorted coldly. He tried his best to help Magneto build the mutant army. In the end, he was abandoned regardless of life or death. He laughed. But suddenly Mike's voice reached Ajax's ears. Ajax didn't expect you to have today. You. Just say it, anyway. Your boss was buried with me, he died earlier than me. Sorry. The reason I'm talking to you in 5.2 is to tell you that my boss is not dead. Impossible. Emily saw him die herself. Ajax was taken aback. Perhaps it can be said that what you see is not the main body. Not the body. It's hard to forget that my boss is regenerative healing factor. How could I fart and die? I don't believe it. Where is he now? It's not where you're going anyway. After speaking, Mike turned off the sound transmission, leaving Ajax roaring in the room alone. Impossible. Mu Bai must be dead. He must die. He made me what I am now. Even in hell I will not let you go, Mu Bai. In a roar. Ajax eventually turned into a pile of bones, and at the moment's reborn Mu Bai just crawled out of the trash. Sayu, same, tell me about you. Say it for always. Constantly is telling. That's the way it should be. That's how life should be. Say it together, naturally. Talking and laughing together is natural and intimate. I had a dream. I had an awesome dream. I had a dream. I had a terrible dream. An English song with a light melody echoed in Mu Bai's ears through the car window. At the moments Mu Bai wears clothes he found in the trash. The back of the head rests on the hands. Press the right leg over the left knee. Lying comfortably on a moving garbage truck. Underneath is all the garbage from the mutant facility. The driver of the car has a sense of taste, and the song played fits my mood very well. At first glance, I thought you were traveling. Looking at you on the garbage truck pocket again, I realized that you just escaped from birth. Singer plus 20, current singer, 20, basking in the sun and listening to relaxing songs. Looking at the scenery along the way. Feel the wind constantly rubbing against your body. Mu Bai finally breathed the air of freedom. 06. The next time Magneto sees me, he'll probably be very surprised. The first sentence will definitely ask, why are you here, or why are you not dead? Predict Magneto's opening remarks at the next meeting. Super bounce plus 10, current super bounce, 40. Crit, substitute plus 10, currently, 80. It's a pity Alawi, we can't continue tonight. Every night in the future, she will definitely cry because she thinks of me, and the evening activities that she has just adapted to suddenly end, and her body will definitely have some discomfort. Excessively narcissistic, but Alawi from at the moment is already thinking about you. Although I heard about you farting to death, she believes that you are definitely not dead. Super bounce plus 20, current super bounce, 60. Just when Mu Bai was listening to the song with his eyes closed. The original English song was suddenly replaced by a rock song. The dynamic melody directly awakened Mu Bai. I hate it most when others switch to my favorite song. He patted the rear glass of the cab angrily. The man sitting in the co-pilot looked back. He saw Mu Bai staring at him eagerly. Hey, this song made me fall asleep, change to the song just now. Oh. The co-pilot man nodded. He turned around and switched to the previous song, and said back, okay. But after listening for a while, the eyes of the two people sitting in the cab suddenly widened. Followed by a sudden break. The garbage truck stopped abruptly. The two took up weapons and opened the door and rushed to the back of the car. I just asked you to change songs, not to stop your car. The two are ready to F***ku, but you are still thinking about the song just now. Singer plus 20, current singer. 40, come down. Who are you and why are you in our car? Don't be angry, I just thought the song was good so I took a ride. Come down. The two kept yelling with spray guns. Seeing this, Mu Bai raised his hands and jumped to the ground. Get down. I have given you enough face by jumping down, but you didn't let me get down. Get down quickly, or I'll blow your head off with one shot. I want to ask you too, who is the driver? Why are you asking this? Get down quickly. After asking, I will get down. I am. It turns out that you are the driver, so the other one can die. Brush. Neither of them responded. A laser blasted the head of the male co-pilot directly. Brain and blood spattered the face of the driver next to him. The driver was a little dazed and completely unexpected. After a few seconds of delay, he quickly pulled the trigger. But Mu Bai dodged it. Breaking off the sprayer with both hands directly formed an O shape. If I didn't know how to drive, your head would be the same as his. Let the driver understand that he is not dead because he can drive. Professional racer plus 20, current professional racer, 20. After I came out, all the abilities I added were focused on life skills. Does this mean that I want to enjoy life? The analysis is in place, the skill fragments will change according to the characters in the environment. You are now in a safe environment, substitute plus 10, currently, 90. Crit, super bounce plus 10, current super bounce, 80. Do not kill me. The driver collapsed to the ground with fear in his eyes. I said I won't kill you, but where are you going now? Go to the garbage collection place. I'm finally free, but I don't want to see any more rubbish, take me to New York. What? Going to New York? For New York, the rate of driving in New York with a garbage truck is definitely higher than Batman's Batmobile. Your words shocked the driver very much. It can be heard that you are not a local at all. More like just escaped from somewhere. Unable to peep plus 20, currently unable to peep, 80. Crit, professional racer plus 20, current professional racer, 40. It's far away from the United States now, and my car can't get out of the country at all. Isn't this the United States? Mu Bai was a little surprised. I always thought it was the United States. This is the University of Ghana. Good guy. The starting place of time travel is not in the United States, which is completely different from other time travelers. Aware of the country you are in, Tukao, 99% of the time travelers will be in the United States. Substitute plus 10, current substitute, 100, substitution reaches 100, activate substitution. When you encounter danger and are controlled, you can use substitution 300 to exchange positions with an item within 10 meters. Crit, unable to peep plus 10, currently unable to peep, 90. With the substitution technique, you don't have to be afraid of forceful control anymore. Where should we go now? The driver was lying on the ground with both legs shaking. Get in the car and let's go to Mutant Academy. I still have questions to ask Professor X for answers. After speaking, Mu Bai stepped into the car first. And opened the English song. The seat is reclined and the legs rest on the center console. The driver got into the car unhurriedly. An expression that wanted to speak but didn't dare to speak. You don't drive. Do you want to listen to music with me? Then. How to get to Mutant Academy? No way, you don't even know that Mutant Academy is so famous. Your surprised tone proves that you are very sure of the existence of Mutant Academy. But the driver suspects that you lived in the last century, and the place name you mentioned has never been heard by the old driver. Unable to peep plus 10, currently unable to peep is 100. Unable to peep up to 100, activate anti-peeping. You will not be seen by any peeping abilities, including electronic technology. I've never heard of it. Mutant Academy doesn't know about it, and you certainly don't know about the Golden Anal Wolf. Golden Anal Wolf. Logan's name can instantly make him angry when he hears it. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 10. I know Wolverine, I've met him before. You actually met Wolverine. Where is he now? He must know where the Mutant Academy is. That probably happened last year, when he was arrested and used as a test subject, and then escaped. Are you sure the Golden Anal Wolf escaped from the mutant facility run by Ajax? Mu Bai sat upright suddenly, eyes fixed on the driver. You must know that he still tried his best to escape from the mutant institution. And Wolverine's strength is not as good as Mu Bai. It is certainly impossible to resurrect with one finger. Only healing ability and Wolverine Claw. Just this ability is not enough to escape from the institution where 5 Omega mutants are sitting. Mu Bai suspects that Logan did not escape by strength. Instead, by the back door. That's why he deserves to be called the Golden Anal Wolf. That's right, I saw him escape with my own eyes at the time. See Mu Bai in disbelief. The driver understood why Mu Bai was surprised, and said, but last year's mutant organization didn't have areas C and E. 11. It turns out that without 5 Omega mutants, I can overthrow the entire institution. No, except for the Windy Man and the White Old Man, the other Omega are very simple to me. Your words make the driver ashamed, so you just escaped from the mutant agency. Strength is definitely not weak, he became more afraid. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 20. If you don't drive, is it possible that we have to chat here all the time? I don't know where to go. Forget it, let's go to the nearest urban area first, I need to find some US dollars. It is more than 200 kilometers away from the nearest urban area. Then where are you going? If you can't get there, I'll put your head in the wheel. The driver was afraid to start the car in a hurry. Then the two hit the road again and headed towards the nearest urban area. Take out the love madness in your left pocket and let me use it. How do you know I have love madness in my left pocket? Because I talked a lot with Mu Bai on the road. The driver was no longer as afraid of Mu Bai as he was just now. It was even thought that the two could become friends. Not only did I know that you have love madness in your left pocket, but I also saw that you have no pants, which completely dirty my eyes. Here, do you want to call? Don't call, I want to check the history of your mobile browser. One word made the driver panic, just so he forgot to clear the history yesterday. Super Bounce plus 10, current Super Bounce, 100. Super Bouncing reaches 100, unlock the bouncing power, your bouncing power will increase by 5 times. Wait. Give me 5 seconds first. The driver holds the steering wheel with one hand and grabs the phone with the other. But the hand speed was too slow and Mu Bai slapped the back of his hand red. I know what you're going to do, but it's too late to stop it now. Mu Bai immediately opened the history on the browser without any hesitation. The driver on the side died instantly. But looking at the browser history is not the most social death. Mu Bai continued to open the driver's social media account. Look at his chat records with other people. The above conversation record is more eye-catching than the browser history. But that's not all. Mu Bai does not intend to let go of the phone photo album. Fortunately, the photo album is relatively a holy place. It was just a group photo that caused Mu Bai to stop. You turned out to be a fan of Max, and you even had a photo with her, and I also saw her starred in Bankrupt Sisters. Max? The driver glanced at the photo on the phone and suddenly realized, his name is indeed Max, but I didn't know that she had acted. She was a waitress in a dessert shop in Texas. At that time, they had buy a small cake and send a group photo. Alawi has a successor, I changed my mind, we're going to Texas now. I can take you to the vicinity of the airport, otherwise the things behind my car can't pass the security check at all, because there are many dead bodies on it. Then Max plans to wait. Mu Bai spread his hands. Then other questions were asked. Have you ever heard of Homelander? No. Then Iron Man, Spider-Man, you must have heard of it. I'm sorry, I haven't heard of it. The driver is completely confused by you, wondering if you have a mental problem, but dare not provoke you. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 30. Crit. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 40. Iron Man and Spider-Man are the two most popular people who have never heard of them. Could it be that the timeline is still before Tony became Iron Man? With doubts, Mu Bai browsed again, trying to find some clues through the internet. When searching for Tony Stark, the internet is full of topics about him picking up girls and being inhumane. Since Iron Man hasn't been born yet, Mu Bai turned his attention to Mutant again. As for the news about Mutant, a search immediately brought up a lot of news. Should mutants and humans live in harmony? Just like the whites in the United States except blacks. Are mutants a threat to humans? Groups protesting against mutant have sprung up on the streets of the nation's capital. Are mutants really the future of humanity? The emergence of mutant caused the city's crime rate to rise rapidly. It seems that now is the timeline of mutant. It is wise to find the coach first to select the season. After speaking, he threw the phone out of the window. The driver saw that Mu Bai threw away his mobile phone, hesitating to speak but can only continue driving. It took about an hour to drive. The garbage truck that was driving suddenly stopped slowly. Are we there yet? Mu Bai stretched his waist and heard. No, the car is out of gas, and there is no gas station nearby. How far are we from our destination? 100 kilometers. It's so far. If it's 10 kilometers, I can choose to run. Just by as the two speak, a car suddenly passed by. This gave Mu Bai instant hope. He immediately opened the door and jumped out of the car. Put the car in the middle of the road with bare hands. The driver was stunned when he saw Mu Bai's strength. No matter what you say, you have to find a chance to escape. Because the road is remote, the two waited for nearly 15 minutes and did not see a car. It's not an option to wait like this. How about I go to the forest to catch a wild boar and ride it for 100 kilometers? It's not impossible, because there are often wild boars here. Your joke made the driver suddenly have the idea to drive you away. Wait for you to catch wild boars, he will choose workers. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 50. Crit. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 60. Then I'm going to catch wild boars, you have to wait here for my return. Don't worry, I will definitely wait for you here. The driver said immediately. Hearing that Mu Bai was really going to leave, he jumped up. Remember not to run away, or we won't even be friends. After speaking, Mu Bai walked towards the forest on the right. The driver kept staring at Mu Bai's back, until Mu Bai disappeared from his sight. Pulled his legs and fled towards the woods on the left. But the body just went into the woods. A knife flew from a distance and directly penetrated the driver's body. I didn't want to kill you, but if you insisted on running away, I had no choice but to shoot. After unplugging katana from the back of the 450, Mu Bai suddenly heard a little movement. Looking far ahead, a Chevrolet sedan appeared. At the moment there is a man and a woman in the car. What's going on in front? Who put the car sideways on the road? The owner of the Chevrolet saw a garbage truck parked on the road not far away. I was very puzzled. The woman in the co-pilot was a little panicked. Luo, don't go there, it must be dangerous ahead. Lo squinted. And didn't see anyone. What's wrong? Horror movies tend to happen when you stop on the road. I'd rather get home late than stop. Shaw, you've watched too many horror movies, but there must be something wrong with being able to put a garbage truck across the road. It's very likely that the road ahead is impassable, so it won't be related to horror movies. Luo, please, I'm really scared, can we turn around and leave instead of going over? I told you I don't want you to see any deadly curves. Now you can be afraid of this while driving and walking. Luo's mouth is tough, but his heart is soft. 200 meters away from the garbage truck. Luo hurriedly slowed down, then prepared to turn around. Sha Zi looked around in panic. I'm afraid that something will come out suddenly. But unfortunately Mu Bai at the moment needs a car that can drive to the city. How could they let the two turn around and walk away? Then he sprang out from the forest and chased after him. Ah! Sha, don't make a fuss, scare me. Run, he's coming. Sha suddenly screamed. The hand kept patting Luo. Luo glanced in the rearview mirror and spotted Mu Bai. In an instant, he lost consciousness and hurriedly turned the steering wheel. He didn't expect to enter the cannibal's domain according to Sha's words. The car quickly drew a circle on the road. As soon as the front of the car turned to the back, the man slammed on the accelerator. When you hear the roar of the throttle, the two on board breathed a sigh of relief. Watching horror movies is still beneficial, at least I can foresee the danger in advance. Luo wiped his sweat and said, indeed, I didn't expect that man to catch up with us immediately when we turned around. Maybe he is a murderer who is getting away with it, or he is really a cannibal like in the movie. Fortunately, there is no danger. Sha breathed a sigh of relief, but soon discovered the problem again. What's the situation around? Why are the trees around us so still when we're driving? Hey, look behind the car. Mu Bai shouted from behind the car. The two turned their heads hastily, when seeing Mu Bai fully lift the rear wheel of the car. The faces of the two of them turned pale instantly. He took control of the car by himself. It's just an appetizer. After speaking, Mu Bai turned the car over. In this way, you don't have to worry about the car running away. The two people sitting in the car were already screaming like pigs. Mu Bai stepped forward and dragged the two out, AGCI. As soon as they landed, the two of them fled towards each other regardless of the other. No one wants to be the object of coercion, but Mu Bai didn't care about the two at all. Turn the car over again. It's just that when I got in the car to check the fuel level, I found that the car key had been pulled out. I have no choice but to be forced to have a thrilling jungle chase. Classic fragments of horror movies, you chase after me. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 70. Crit, professional racer plus 20, current professional racer, 60. Hoo-hoo, I'm exhausted. It ran for more than 5 minutes. Luo leaned his back against a big tree and panted heavily. He glanced behind and saw that no one was chasing him. I finally breathed a sigh of relief. Shaw has long since disappeared from his mind. I hope that the man who suddenly appeared will go after Shaw. Shaw, I'm sorry, although I said I would protect you, but I really don't have the courage to face cannibals. The first rule of the horror film manual is that the people who appear in the first scene are always cannon fodder, because the audience should have an eye-catching experience at the beginning. Your words are very well founded. Most horror movies are using this method. At the same time, your words let Luo know that he is the one being chased. Professional racer plus 20, current professional racer, 80. Crit, professional racer plus 20, current professional racer, 100. Professional racer reaches 100, unlocks professional driving. Your driving skills reach the top level of human beings. Any car is easy for you. Ah! Help! Luo didn't see anyone. Frightened by the sound, he ran away again. The second rule of the horror movie manual, don't shout when you are running away. Not only is it useless, but it is also easy to reveal your location. Ah! Luo suddenly tripped over a branch. He leaned forward and fell a dog gnawing shit. Article 3 of the Horror Movie Handbook. Accidents are most likely to occur when escaping, suddenly tripping or rolling down a slope, so pay more attention to the environment and your feet. Horror movie science. Overlord color domineering plus 10, current overlord color domineering, 20. You missed one and there may be a trap. Yes, you should have watched horror movies too. While speaking, Mu Bai appeared and stood beside Luo. Luo crawled back a few meters in fear, because I saw the blood on Mu Bai's body. Don't be afraid, the blood on my body is wild boar's blood, and if you leave the car keys in the car, I will definitely not chase you. Here you are. Luo hurriedly took the car keys out of his pocket. Mu Bai took the car keys and nodded in satisfaction and said, I can't come in vain. Just hand over your money and mobile phone by the way. It turned out to be a robber, not a cannibal. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 80. Here. All of you. Don't kill me. Don't worry, I'm very principled, I only rob and don't kill people. No, I wasn't robbing at all, it was you who willingly gave it to me. Self-comfort. It's not a robbery, it's just a way to buy things you need on the way. Luo can also hear that you don't look like a robber, you should have had difficulties and were forced to choose to rob things. Adamantium bone plus 10, current adamantium bone, 90. Crit, taunt plus 10, current ridicule, 20. Luo emptied all the things in his pockets and gave them to Mu Bai. Mu Bai unceremoniously put them all in his pocket, but found that the pocket of the clothes was torn. He looked at Luo again. I really gave you everything. Your clothes look nice. If you like it, I will give it to you. He quickly took off his coat and shirt. The pants are also the latest style, right? To you too. Pikachu on the pants is cute. It's all for you. Wait, I don't want your underpants, not even with a cute Pikachu on them. I just think Pikachu is cute, but I don't think the pants are cute. Almost made Luo think that you were still going to be robbed. Adamantium bone plus 10. Current adamantium bone, 100. Adamantium bones reach 100. Activate adamantium bones, your bones will be as hard as adamantium. Mu Bai took all Luo's things and put them on. Instantly felt like a normal person. Luo squatted on the ground shyly. I'm afraid that Mu Bai will take a fancy to his body. Don't be afraid, I'm not interested in you. Then can I wear your unwanted clothes? Definitely yes, I pulled it off Deadman anyway. Actually, I'd not taken from Deadman, but your words made Luo give up the idea of wearing clothes. He would rather be naked than wear Deadman clothes. Wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 10, crit. Wind knife plus 10, current wind knife, 20, just when the two had just finished trading. A woman's scream was heard from the other side of the forest. It's Shaw. Luo said suddenly. Shaw is Luo's girlfriend who has been dating for 5 years. I am traveling by car because I am getting married. Neither of them expected such a thing to happen. It sounded like a wild boar. Wild boar. It's time for you to protect your girlfriend. Let's forget it. I don't have any clothes to wear. Shaw should be able to handle it by herself. F*K. How could she handle a wild boar with X hair by herself? Even if I go, I can't beat the wild boar. Hear Luo's words. Mu Bai kicked him directly and kicked him to the ground. Okay, don't regret it. After speaking, Mu Bai left. Luo was the only one who fell naked on the ground and was at a loss. Help! Shaw's voice has been echoing in the forest. Due to the surprisingly quiet surroundings, it was easier for Mu Bai to hear where she was. At the same time, he also heard a strange voice behind Shaw chasing her. The sound is not like that of a wild boar, more like savage. Whatever it is, Mu Bai drew out his 2 knives and chased after Shaw's voice. Anyway, they took their car and money. If you save someone by the way, they will surely thank themselves very much. To avoid leaving a stain on being an Avenger in the future. Shaw, don't be afraid, I'm coming. Shaw ran all the way and saw Mu Bai standing not far away, holding 2 knives. I was frightened and froze in place for an instant. Turn around and run to the other side. Don't be afraid, I'm here to save you. No matter what Mu Bai says. Shaw at the moment, she doesn't believe anyone and just wants to run for her life. What the hell is that? After Shaw ran, a very ugly guy came after him. He's the guy who chases Zaya around. It looks exactly the same as the cannibal in Fatal Bend. Hey guys, this world has even integrated horror movies, it should be Constantine. No, Constantine is in DC, I won't meet until I sweep DC. Referring to the Exorcist of the DC universe. Exorcism plus 10. Current Exorcism. 10. There were 4 ogres in total who caught up. Each holds a weapon. When seeing Mu Bai, resolutely gave up chasing Shaw. Choose Mu Bai with more muscle. No way, I would pay attention. The man-eating monster at the end is not much nonsense. Throw the spear in your hand directly to Mu Bai. But it was easily caught by Mu Bai. Throw it back and shoot through too. Do you really think of me as an ordinary person at the mercy of others? See, Mu Bai's strength is not bad. The remaining 2 ogres were taken aback. Turn around and run. But he was overtaken by Mu Bai. Cut off the head of one of the monsters with a knife. The other monster was cut off with 2 knives. His teeth were stripped by Mu Bai. Mu Bai is not in a hurry to kill him. Instead, I want to cross-examine something. Where is your stronghold? The man-eater shook his head as if he didn't understand. But Mu Bai is not used to it. The fist slammed into his crotch. The pain made the ogre scream heart-piercingly. Ah! Then Zaya screamed again. Mu Bai listened attentively. The voices of several cannibals were heard again. Directly cut the ogre in front of him across the board. I searched for the sound and chased it again. But it was a step too late. The ogre has captured Zaya. But they didn't seem to intend to kill Zaya. Instead, he covered her mouth and lifted her over her head and took her away. Mu Bai just planned to find out the lair of the ogre. So he followed up. Accelerate with his light steps. The ogre walking by the front door didn't notice it at all. It was Shaw, with her head turned backwards, who spotted Mu Bai and followed them. After a while, Mu Bai followed him to a forest village. The village is small in size. There are only 10 bungalows as far as the eye can see. It feels a bit dilapidated. The ogre returned to the village. Soon many other ogres ran out of the house. Fresh blood remains on each monster's mouth. There is also a very strong man-eater who is eating a human leg in his hand. Looks like it just ate a person. When a woman with fine skin and tender flesh appears. One by one dancing. Observed for a while. Mu Bai clenched his hands no longer and rushed out. Hey, ugly cannibals, you can do whatever you want in horror movies, but here you are just underdeveloped sword souls. Man-eaters can understand human language. This is the first time someone dared to speak such big words to the ogre. They decided to tear your body apart and eat your flesh and blood. Taunt plus 20, current mocking, 40, ah. The appearance of Mu Bai excited all the cannibals. Soon, they headed towards Mu Bai one by one. Because of the slaughter of many couples who came to travel to play Wild X. Ogre has always looked down on the strength of human beings. Treat humans like food that only yells, but this time is different. Mu Bai directly shot through 5 ogres with a laser. This made the ogre, who was excited to eat human flesh just now, stare wide-eyed. I never expected that there are such strong people among human beings. It can actually release a murder weapon from its eyes. Let me play with you guys. Brush. Mu Bai raised his double knives and charged directly into the man-eating monster. The hand rises and the knife falls. One ogre body detaches with each swing. Seeing such a bloody scene, the remaining ogres were terrified. One by one scrambling to escape in all directions. But 477, Mu Bai will not let anyone go. The closest catches up and chops with a knife. It's so far away that it can be directly blasted to death with lasers. A tribe of ogres was wiped out by Mu Bai in a matter of minutes. At the moment Sha looked at Mu Bai with tears in her eyes. Mu Bai has always been regarded as a member of the ogre. Did not expect to have been misunderstood, mistaking a hero for a monster. Okay, Sha, remember my name in the story I brought to you. It may not be your boyfriend who can save you, or it may just be a passing common rider. Classic quotations of Imperial Cavalry, attack effect plus 20, current attack effect, 20. Are you a common rider? Just experienced an abduction by a cannibal? It's kind of weird to hear Kamen Rider's name all of a sudden. My name is Mu Bai, codenamed Deadpool, the first brother of the Avengers, the man who is most likely to defeat Thanos in the future. Unique self-introduction. Sha has left a deep impression. God level skill. God Slayer plus 10, current God Slayer, 10. Crit. Attack effect plus 20, current attack effect, 40. Thank you. Sha was moved with blood in her eyes, but suddenly her expression changed and she shouted, "Be careful behind you." Brush. A spear flew from a distance, straight from Mu Bai's back to the front of his body. The spearhead pierced the ground. Ah! Sha was so frightened that she fainted. Mu Bai is like a normal person. Cut off the spear stuck in front of him. Take out the second half. It's a good thing Zhongxia wasn't inserted, otherwise my self-introduction just now would have been in vain. Finally saved a fan who can remember the hero's name. Can't let her die immediately, taunt plus 20, current ridicule, 60. When Mu Bai turned his head, he saw a 4-meter-tall man-eating monster approaching with a giant spear in his hand. Followed by some small man-eaters. You did all of this? Definitely I did it, I don't know if your wife is in it. One sentence angers the ogre leader. Taunt plus 10, current ridicule, 70. Crit duplication plus 10, current duplication, 60. You pissed me off. The ogre hurls its spear at Mu Bai. But it was still easily caught by Mu Bai. Seeing Mu Bai catch the spear so easily, the ogre leader felt incredible. Are you a mutant? I'm not the same breed, I'm just an ordinary person. Your words make the word mutant sound weird. Taunt plus 10, current ridicule, 80. Crit, infinite physical strength plus 10, current unlimited physical strength, 10. Since you are mutant, there is no need for us to fight. You group of cannibals actually have racism. Mutants are human beings, so human beings are no longer human beings. Mutants also have human species. Without human species, mutants have fewer species and become human beings. If you don't listen carefully, you may be dizzy. Most of the cannibals have lost their brains. 1-hit stun plus 10, current 1-hit stun, 10. I do not know what you're talking about. You eat people but not brains, right, so you have no brains. You should learn from Dave's zombies, they only eat brains and nothing else. The leader of the man-eating monster is speechless. Referring to Dave, the protagonist of Food vs. Zombies. Pea shooter plus 10, current pea shooter plus 10. What the hell is a pea shooter? I'm not arguing with you, you can take your girlfriend away. She is not my girlfriend, but someone else's fiancé. No matter what, you are here to save her, right? I'm here to be a hero. If you have any hostages, hand them over. I deliberately gave you face, so don't be ignorant of flattery. The ogre leader's voice suddenly rose. The ogre behind him was ready to attack. I'm sorry. I want to kill you all more than living in peace. This remark completely broke up with the cannibal leader. He decided not to give mutant any face. 1-hit stun plus 10, current 1-hit stun, 20. Crit, taunt plus 10, current ridicule, 90. The ogre leader roared and his body suddenly shrank. But the muscles all over the body have become particularly conspicuous. See each other zoom out. Mu Bai's body suddenly grew bigger. From a height of less than 180 to 8 meters in an instant. The 3 Yamings shook their heads when they saw it. Then the giant fist smashed down. The ogre leader was turned into a pulp on the spot. Seeing this, other mobs ran around. Mu Bai kicked one by one like crushing ants. Far enough to release the laser directly, and after it grows bigger, it releases laser light. The power and area have also increased by 8 times. Sweep the rest of the ogres. The sky has turned yellow. Mu Bai returns to normal file size, carrying Sha down the mountain. Back at the car, Mu Bai gently put Sha on the back seat of the Chevrolet. Shaw just woke up at this time. You're awake. Aw. Why? Always surprised Chad. I'm sorry, didn't I just see that you were dead? If I die, then you must die too. So are we in hell or heaven now? Nobody's dead, I'm a superhero, and a spear can't kill me. Shaw was moved by you. You are the first person who gave his life to save her. Her fiancé copyright Logan 5.5 is not even 1/10,000th of yours. Taunt plus 10. Current mock is 100. Taunt reaches 100. Activate language ridicule. Your words will have a 50% chance to make the enemy angry and give up all targets to attack you. You can turn it on or off at will. Crit. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10. Current skill fragment critical strike, 110. Thank you. Without a word, Shaw hugged Mu Bai. Seeing that Shaw was so enthusiastic, Mu Bai didn't have the nerve to push her away. 10 minutes later Luo, who was naked, returned to the road to ask for help. But seeing his Chevrolet sedan still parked in place, so happily rushed over. But the closer he got, the more he could see that it was shaking violently. Until you can see the scene inside the car clearly. He was dumbfounded. No. My fiancé copyright he actually followed. Luo felt unbelievable that his body kept falling backwards. In the next second, he cried and turned around and ran towards the forest. He didn't dare to face the two people in the car again. Mu Bai and Shaw in at the moment are like Jack and Rose in the Technic. After a while, Mu Bai's cell phone rang suddenly. It was Luo's buddy who called. Hey, Luo, you answered the phone so fast, we thought you had been eaten by cannibals hiding in the wild. I was almost eaten. Fortunately, I was good at it and killed more than 30 of them. Mu Bai's voice was not heard on the other side of the phone. Thought it was Luo talking to him. Hey, Luo, how's your trip with Shaw going? Very good, we are now in the car. In the car, shouldn't it be in the wild? Isn't that the purpose of your trip this time? This kind of pre-wedding ceremony is very popular now. Don't worry, I'll go outside later. Is there anything else? 06. No. I wish you a happy wedding in 3 days. Thank you. They will be happy, at least they are alive. The last sentence deliberately let Luo's friends know that it was not me. The person on the other side of the phone is a little confused. Mockin G Bird plus 20. The current voice imitation is 20. Crit. Mockin G Bird plus 20. Current voice imitation, 40. Tried both in and out of the car. Before I knew it, it was morning again. This way of life reminds me of Alawi again, but Zaya is not as resistant as Alawi. Marvel's first love for you not to slack off, no matter how tired you are, you can pretend to be. Mockin G Bird plus 20, current voice imitation, 60. Crit. Mind reading plus 10, current mind reading, 20. Mu Bai was lying on the roof of the car and flipping through his phone. At this time, there was a rustling sound in the grass in the forest. Mu Bai quickly looked up and saw that the person who came was Luo. Lo, are you back? Yes, I just got back. Luo's hand kept stroking the back of his head. Action and demeanor appear very tense. Just came back? I saw you crying beside me a few hours ago. Where do you want to put Luo's face? Mockin G Bird plus 20, current sound imitation, 80. As there? You read it wrong. My eyes are very good. You came back and peeked when we were outside the car. It's so cheap to the extreme. Which pot doesn't mention which pot to open? Mind reading plus 20, current mind reading, 40. Crit Mockin G Bird plus 10, current sound imitation, 90. What about Shaw? I didn't hear her screaming during the day. Be careful, there are cannibals in this mountain forest. I just killed more than B0 cannibals to save her. This sentence made Luo feel better. If you don't save her, Shaw will definitely die. Exchange your fiancé copyrightee's life for one night to make a steady profit without losing money. Mockin G Bird plus 10, current sound imitation, 100. Mockin G Bird reaches 100, activate the voice appearance, you can imitate anyone's voice, and restore it 100%. Crit. Night vision plus 10, current night vision, 10. There are cannibals. Luo was afraid and hurried to the front of the car. But when she saw the unobstructed Shaw inside the car, she took a few steps back. You don't see any cannibals? No, I just vaguely feel that something is staring at me in the dark. That could be the surviving ogre. There are still survivors. The mountains and forests are so big, I can't find them all, and I'm not a cannibal terminator, so I don't need to be so serious. The ogre in the distance breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this. Fortunately, I didn't come to slaughter them. I can only eat rabbits and hunt in the future. Night vision plus 10, current night vision, 20. So when do we leave? I suggest you wait for the next car, I'm going to the city. We just came from the urban area. I can drive for you and lead the way. When you get to the place, you still have the car. And I won't call the police. That deal sounds good. Someone is driving. Mu Bai instantly sat up and jumped from the roof to the ground. Go to the garbage truck. Aren't we going to drive this car? Yeah, but we're going to take a long detour if we don't move the garbage truck. After finishing speaking, he kicked the garbage truck directly to the side of the road. This kick made Luo's mouth almost fall to the ground. Fortunately, I was cowardly and didn't get angry with Mu Bai. Otherwise, this kick is enough to kick him into hell. Okay, let's go. Mu Bai clapped his hands and got into the car. Sitting in the driver's seat, Luo never dared to look back. After driving for a while, the shock in the back seat woke up. She opened her eyes in a daze and saw Luo driving. I thought what happened just now was a dream. Until she saw Mu Bai, the co-pilot again. Consciousness instantly woke up. At this time, Luo, who was driving, also noticed that Shaw had woken up. But still forced a smile. Shaw, you wake up and put on your clothes quickly. I thought I had forgiven Shaw. Shaw would be grateful. How could he have expected that a slap would be slapped on Luo's face in the next second? You bastard. Where were you when I needed you most? What did you tell me when you proposed? I'm sorry, Zaya, I didn't expect this to happen either. Maybe Luo twisted his index finger and middle finger together with his backhand when he swore. In foreign countries 127, the gesture of stacking the index finger on the middle finger means that you have done something against your will or told a lie, and ask God for forgiveness. One sentence makes Shaw understand. Night vision plus 10, current night vision, 30. Crit. Mind reading plus 10, current mind reading, 50. Fac. Drop. Zaya growled at Luo from the backseat. Luo could only complain about his bitterness. There is no way anyone can make him not fulfill his promise. Abandoning Shaw and running away alone. It's just that I was scolded a lot. Luo couldn't help it either. Fake, although I said I would protect you, you also left me and ran away at that time. Oh my god, did I tell you that there was danger ahead and told you to go quickly, and if you didn't listen, you would continue to move forward. What's the danger? Now this person has saved you. How do I know if he is good or bad? If you get out of the car to protect me, won't things be alright? He can overturn the car, how can I protect you? You have already said that he is a good man, and he will not do anything to you if you are brave. Well, a newlywed couple don't quarrel, at least we are still alive. Before Mu Bai finished speaking, the car that was still driving suddenly rose into the sky. Seeing this, several people fell silent instantly. What's the matter? Why did the car go to the sky? Maybe Magneto is after us. Mu Bai hit the palm of his left hand with his right fist. Magneto. What is Magneto? Is it also a man-eater? Shaw grabbed her clothes with a frightened expression on her face. Finally experienced a narrow escape. She doesn't want to go through it again. Magneto is not a thing, but don't worry, I can definitely heal. They don't seem to care about whether you can escape. It's about whether the two of them will encounter danger again. Night vision plus 10, current night vision, 40. Crit. Mind reading plus 10, current mind reading, 60. At the moment's car is hanging 10 meters above the ground. Flush with surrounding treetops. Mu Bai rolled down the window and climbed to the roof. Stand on the roof and look around. Luo and Shaw in the car looked at each other, not daring to look down. Hello. At this moment, a man wearing a helmet flew over from a distance, waving his hand. Is there a traffic police to check the car in the air flight now? I'm sorry. I did all the work of stopping your car in the air. I heard that you didn't seem to be apologetic, but you were showing off how awesome you are. Flying man does not forget to pretend to be aggressive while performing official duties. Floating plus 10, current flying, 10, crit. Mind reading plus 10, current mind reading, 70. My companion heard a car coming from here, and there was a fierce quarrel in the car, so I stopped you. Then are you the mutants of that organization? Or are there mutants in the traffic police in Ghana? The traffic police in Ghana will not have mutants, and mutants are not allowed to be traffic police officers or government counselors. We're state-certified X-Men. A special team that helps the country maintain harmony between mutant and humans. It turned out to be the X-Men. Mu Bai's face showed joy. You look like you admire the X-Men. Do you need my autograph? I'm definitely interested in the X-Men, but not in your signature. It hit the flying man's self-confidence. His purpose as an X-Men is to gain a large number of fans and become a star. Floating plus 10, current floating, 20, crit. Night vision plus 10, current night vision, 50, DD. Luo, who was sitting in the car, honked the horn. He stuck his head out of the car window and asked, "What the hell is going on? Is the person in front of you Magneto?" Magneto? Do you know Magneto? The flying man suddenly became interested in several people. I'm dissatisfied with you. I just escaped from Magneto's institution, and I heard that the X-Men and Magneto's Brotherhood are the opposite. They are bad guys. The reason why we X-Men guard this section is actually because of the recent disappearance of college students and the kidnapping of 14 people from the church. Through our investigation, we know that the missing people are inseparable from Magneto, and the places where the missing people last appeared are all in this area. Listen to my advice. You need someone as strong as me to guard this place. Otherwise just a few small shrimps will not be able to prevent the tragedy from happening again. Small shrimp? Are you talking about me again? It seems like only the two of us are talking. Didn't you mean me? Flying man can't see what you have, but thinks you are crazier than him. Floating plus 10, current floating, 30, crit. Night vision plus 10, current night vision, 60. Okay. I won't talk nonsense with you. Maybe you were sent by Magneto to delay the time. After speaking, the flying man stopped talking to Mu Bai. He flew over to the car door and looked inside. Seeing Shaw holding her clothes to cover her body. And the panicked Luo. Beautiful lady, my colleague heard that someone was arguing in the car just now, and you are not fully clothed, wouldn't the two be tied up? No, I just woke up. Zaya brushed her crooked hair. He hugged the clothes in his arms tighter. She was afraid that Flying Man would suddenly be ripped off by her. Don't be afraid. If they are really the ones who kidnapped you, tell me, I will throw them from a height of 100 meters. Skyman couldn't see that Zaya was afraid of him. Still has the face of a justice envoy. Even if I don't kidnap her, you can still throw me from a height of 100 meters, because I want to experience skydiving for the first time in my life. Flying Man only does justice, will never satisfy other people's strange requirements. Floating plus 10, current floating, 40, crit. Mind reading plus 10, current mind reading, 80. I'm sorry, officer, I'm fine. The bad guy sitting in front is my fiancé copyright, and the handsome guy on the roof is my savior. He saved me from cannibals this afternoon. Cannibals? Are there cannibals here? That's right. I think you should start by eliminating the cannibals first, and you shouldn't just lift other people's cars into the air. We don't drive to see the scenery from high places. Mu Bai jumped from the roof of the car and hugged Flying Man's back. What the hell do you want to do? Send me where I want to go, and I will naturally let go. I'm an X-Men, you have to think about the consequences if you attack me. I'm not afraid of Brotherhood's lair, but I'm afraid of you, an unknown X-Men. You're probably not as popular as Colossus. Poke the pain. Flying Man is very concerned about popularity, but he ranks last in popularity among X-Men, far inferior to Colossus. Floating plus 10, current floating, 50, crit. Vision plus 10, current night vision, 70, get out of here. Flying Man struggled, but there was no way to get rid of Mu Bai. He had no choice but to dive down with Mu Bai on his back. He wanted to rely on the surrounding tree trunks to knock Mu Bai down. But Mu Bai won't let go until he achieves his goal. And even extended a salty hand to the Flying Man. Poke at his laughing hole. Ha ha ha, stop Tei. Ha ha ha, don't. Please, ha ha ha, stop messing around. You have only two options now, one is to die laughingly, the other is to take me to the city. If it weren't for your obstruction, I must have found a $5 girl by this time. Seemingly two choices, but in fact there is no choice. Floating plus 20, current floating, 70, crit. Floating plus 10, current floating, 80. Haha, stop, I'll take you there, haha. Wise choice, in the future you might as well be my flight tool, and the salary is Luo's Chevrolet sedan. Luo didn't expect you to give away his car so quickly. Flying Man rolled his eyes, he is an X-Men, not a vehicle. Night vision plus 20, current night vision, 90, crit. Night vision plus 10, current night vision, 100. Night vision reaches 100, activate the night vision eye, even at night, your vision will be the same as during the day. Wait a minute, we put Luo and the others on the ground before we set off. Otherwise they won't be able to catch up with the wedding the day after tomorrow. Mu Bai drove the flying man to the side of the car. Then the car, suspended in the air, slowly fell to the ground. After the car landed, Luo and Shaw's hanging hearts finally fell to the ground. At the same time, he looked at Mu Bai. It was clear that Mu Bai was about to bid them farewell. Shaw was the first to bear the brunt of this, lying on the car window and looking at Mu Bai affectionately. "Can I call you later?" Mu Bai felt incredible. He originally thought that the two of them were just a couple. Unexpectedly, Shaw was a little addicted. He looked at Luo's pitiful expression again. "Put your hand on Shaw's shoulder." 810. Unless there are ogres knocking on your door at night, spend more time watching horror movies with your fiancé. Copyright to boost his courage. So obscure that she cut off her relationship with Shaw. She was very lonely in her heart. She thought you would agree, but she didn't expect to be rejected. Your answer won Luo's applause. Mind reading plus 20, current mind reading, 90. Crit. Mind reading plus 10, current mind reading, 100. Mind reading reaches 100, activate mind reading, you can hear other people's voices. Thank you. Thank you for saving me and my fiancé. Copyright E. Luo quickly lay down on the car window and reached out to Mu Bai. "I don't want to shake hands with you. I hope you can extend this crucial hand when Shaw is in danger next time." Your words hit the soul. Luo Hexia has been moved to tears. They remember your name in the stories you brought them. Congratulations to your loyal wire plus 2. This remark is listed as the best of the day. Attack effect plus 20, current attack effect, 60. 8 door Dunjia, single hook jade riding wheel. I choose one of the two, choose any one. The selected skill will directly reach full level. Even Sanguyu Sharingan doesn't make my blood boil as much as Bayman Dunjia. Choose 8 Dunjia. Bayman Dunjia plus 80, current Bayman Dunjia, 100. 8 gate Dunjia reaches 100, activate 8 gate Dunjia. The 8 doors open at the same time. The whole body attributes will reach more than 10 times in an instant, but at the same time it will also burn your own vitality. I am not dead, it is equal to the infinite opening. Card bug. You can ignore abilities that are almost at the cost of vitality. Undead resistance plus 20, current undead resistance, 320. It's on fire. I'm going to open the door and kick out the finale now. Secondary illness committed. Obtain the key to the second dimension. X1, can be used after obtaining 2 god level skills. Looking at Mu Bai, who has been talking to himself. Luo and Shaw in the car, and the flying man hugged by Mu Bai was stunned. Unable to answer calls for a while. Which? Our wedding will be held the day after tomorrow. If you have time, you can come to attend. Luo didn't want to continue to be silent. A wedding invitation was issued to Mu Bai on the spot. This made Mu Bai wake up from the fantasy of kicking Thanos to death. Luo, I won't go. I'm afraid that you will play an indecent video about me at the wedding, and let your 7 aunts and 8 aunts come and beat me up. I don't want to do anything to a group of women. Luo would not do that at all, and he didn't have a mobile phone to record it at the time. Wind knife plus 10, current wind knife, 30, wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 20. I wish you a happy wedding, let's go first. Drive. Mu Bai slapped flying man's ass hard. I'm TM the X-Men, you're thinking I'm a horse. Wrong. I took you as an X-horse. The name sounds good. But it actually has a meaning. Beast mastery plus 10, current beast mastery, 10. Then the two quickly disappeared from Luo and Shaw's sight. It's not for nothing that planes are faster than long distances. Originally a journey of over an hour, it will be there in 10 minutes. According to Mu Bai's request, the two landed in front of a burger restaurant. Looking at the two people who suddenly fell from the sky. The mouths of customers at burger joints are as wide as beef burgers. I saw 2 people entering the hamburger restaurant. One by one hurriedly put down the food in their hands and became vigilant. After all, news of mutant killings happens from time to time. Ordinary people are not opponents at all. As soon as they entered the door, the two felt the silence of the burger shop. No one spoke, they all looked at the 2 people who entered the door. The thought of running away at any time fills everyone's mind. Seeing this, the flying man smiled and said quickly, "Don't worry, everyone, I'm an X-Men." Everyone was relieved to hear that it was the X-Men. He picked up the food in his hand again and ate it. Burger joints have regained their volume. You X-Men have a good reputation, and you must have received good reviews. Professor X is indeed suspected of serious praise in terms of word of mouth. Recently, it has been frequently claimed in news reports that the X-Men are a bridge between humans and mutants, and they will work hard to create a world where the two coexist harmoniously. Obviously have the strength, must rely on the speech. Mind control plus 10. Current mind control, 110, crit. Spiritual immunity plus 10. Current mental immunity, 110. Our X-Men are all honest and righteous. There is no such thing as friendly forces and good reviews. Read more news and you will know how many fights between mutants and humans have been dealt with by the X-Men, and between mutants and humans, we are more inclined to protect the weak. It's clear that the elbow is turned outward. While talking, the two came to the ordering counter. Hello. Welcome to Hamburg City. What do you need? Mala, take the most expensive burger in your store, and the X-Men are treating me to dinner today. Send you all the way to the hamburger restaurant. I thought it was your treat. But your words turned the situation around, and now it's the flying man's treat. Floating plus 10, current floating. 100, floating to 100, activate levitation. Your body can be suspended in the air up to 10 meters. What else do you need? Excuse me, are you Bob? At this time, a middle-aged man came over and interrupted the orderer. Seeing that both of them looked at the middle-aged man, the orderer was very knowledgeable and did not interrupt the conversation of several people. Flying Bob immediately turned his head to the man when he heard his name being called. Don't mention how excited the expression is. The scene he had been longing for was finally there. Yes, I am. Bob adjusted his hair excitedly. He hastily stretched out his hands to the middle-aged man. I feel like he's a fan. Middle-aged men are idols. I saw you at the scene of the mutant accident before. Really, I was busy evacuating the crowd and didn't see you. If you greeted me and I didn't respond, it must be because I was too focused. No, I didn't mean to say hello to you. That's great, I didn't ignore the enthusiasm of a fan. Fans? No, you're overthinking it. The reason why I can remember your name is because I have a good memory, and Colossus shouted your name loudly at the scene. Bob fan 1. Bob is embarrassed enough, you are still doing the narration by the side. Different dimension arsenal plus 10, currently different dimension arsenal is 40. Crit. Big Stomach King plus 10, current Big Stomach King, 10. A deluxe beef triple layer burger. What else do you want? The waiter asked a little embarrassedly, because he noticed the manager's eyes behind him. If he doesn't order food again, he may be scolded when he gets off work. No, I don't want a deluxe beef triple burger. No more, okay. The orderer's hands quickly ordered back and forth on the order machine. I don't want one deluxe beef triple, I want 3 deluxe beef triples. You make the face of the orderer look a little stiff. Reincarnation of Dirty Soil plus 10, current reincarnation of Dirty Soil, 10. Crit. Big Stomach King plus 10, current Big Stomach King, 20. What? 3. Do you know how expensive one is? Bob on the side immediately reminded. I definitely know, the price list is written on it, I'm not blind, I can see it. Suppress Bob's wallet in the name of a treat. Wealth plus 30, current wealth, 130, crit, Big Stomach King plus 10, current Big Stomach King, 30. What about you? What do you want? The orderer looked at Bob. And Bob from at the moment was so angry that he lost his appetite. Give me a piece of French fries and a cone of ice cream. I want some French fries too, and another Haagen-Dazs ice cream. What? Haagen-Dazs ice cream, are you going to spend all my money? Don't be stingy, Bob. I know Tony Stark, he will give $1 million every week, and it will arrive in 6 days. You know Tony Stark? The orderer suddenly asked excitedly. Looks like a Tony fan. That's right, he's my buddy, we both grew up wearing a pair of underpants. It's been a while. Except for the orderer, no one present would believe that the wealth plus 20, current wealth is 150, crit. Big Stomach King plus 10, current Big Stomach King, 40. I am a loyal fan of him, and I have bought all his magazines. I didn't expect Tony to have a lot of fans before he became a shapeshifting King Kong. Since you know him, can you help me get his autograph? Definitely yes, as long as you send me a Haagen-Dazs ice cream. After all, Bob's salary as an X-Men does not seem to be high. Exchange Haagen-Dazs ice cream with an indefinite promise to make a steady profit. At the same time mocked Bob for having no money. Wealth plus 30, current wealth is 180, crit. Big Stomach King plus 20, current Big Stomach King, 60. Hey Bob, I have something to ask of you too. What? Bob smiled again. It seems that he is waiting for a middle-aged man to spend 6 ducoins to join his fan club. Can you help me get an autograph from Colossus? You know that I can only see you at ordinary times, and it's hard to see Colossus appearing once. Excuse me, sir, we need to eat now. After speaking, Bob no longer paid attention to the middle-aged man. Go straight to the table. He's probably mad at me for ordering 3 deluxe beef burgers, and I'll figure it out for you about Colossus. Really? Thank you so much, I will definitely vote for you next time X-Men is popular. Bob is hit. The fans you don't want, you gathered them backhand. System skill. Popularity list plus 20, current popularity list, 20. Crit. Skill fragment critical strike plus 30, current skill fragment critical strike, 140. I'm sorry Bob, Brothers fans got +1 again. Hey, I agree with your exchange just now. After all, you are an X-Men and you shouldn't lie. While the two were talking just now, the orderer struggled for a while. In the end, I still feel that Tony's signature is more cost-effective than Haagen-Dazs. After all, money cannot buy the former. The latter only requires a week's salary. I'm not an X-Men, but I certainly can't lie. Just when the two happily shook hands, hiding behind the manager suddenly rushed out. Hey, kid who just came here, it's not up to you here. I don't just give my things to whoever I want. As soon as the manager came out, he gave a loud lecture to the orderer. Didn't care about other people in the restaurant. Point 0, manager, I will pay for the Haagen-Dazs ice cream he asked for, and I won't be rich in vain. The order man looked at the manager in embarrassment. He didn't want to make a fool of himself at this time. But the manager's expression didn't seem to be about to stop there. How much money do you spend a day buying Haagen-Dazs ice cream from these people? Although it is not much, I am willing to pay for my idol. Hey, I'm still an idol. If Tony knows that there are fans with no money like you, he will probably feel sick. I'm going to deduct a week's wages from you now. You. Why not convinced? Don't do it if you are not convinced. Hey, look at the calendar. Mu Bai patted the manager on the shoulder. Wait for the manager to come back. Mu Bai's fist hit his arrogant face directly. Let him fly from the order counter into the kitchen. Everyone in the restaurant applauded this punch. Because the manager flies too fast, the orderer stood there in a daze. Today's Haagen-Dazs is paid for by me, Mr. Mu, and you can eat whatever you want. Domineering exposed won the favor of many people. Popularity list plus 30, current popularity list, 50. Crit, Big Stomach King plus 40, current Big Stomach King, 100. Big Eater reaches 100, activate Devour level 1, you can swallow creatures that are similar in size to you, and Devour can allow you to get attribute bonuses or skill fragments. It takes 5 seconds to devour, and the opponent needs to keep their body still. Looking at the name, I thought it was a rubbish skill, but it turned out to be so awesome. Brother decided to name his belly Samsung Tamuki. Can you really eat Haagen-Dazs? Can we all eat? Can black people eat it too? Black people don't come looking for a sense of presence. I just said that I will pay for the Haagen-Dazs in the audience. Thanks. Here free Haagen-Dazs. Everyone rushed over in unison. Don't grab it. Save some for me, otherwise you will end up like that manager. Mu Bai shouted to the frenzied crowd. Your warning made everyone set aside a large piece for you in advance. Wealth plus 20, current wealth, 200, wealth reaches 200, activate Tony's new subsidy, and get $2 million subsidy from Tony every week. Even if I don't do anything, I will be a millionaire in a week. Hey, serve me all the burgers here. No problem. The orderer immediately made an okay gesture. 697, saw Mu Bai so forthright. A fat man in plaid clothes suddenly approached. Since you are so rich, why don't you invite me to eat a deluxe beef 3-layer burger? Please eat shit, will you eat it? Although I have money, that's not the reason why you came here to beg. Sentence against a prostitute for nothing, alternative dimensional arsenal plus 10, currently different dimensional arsenal, 40. Crit. Sound transmission plus 10, current sound transmission, 60. After ordering, Mu Bai sat opposite Bob. Bob immediately showed disbelief. You invite everyone to eat Haagen-Dazs, do you have money? How much money I have depends on Luo's wallet. Mu Bai took out Luo's wallet from his pocket. After tossing and turning, I only found $300.05. I didn't expect that Luo's wallet was not rich, and the manager had to pay for the insufficient money. You better hope that manager isn't dead, or I, as an X-Men, can't sit idly by. Magneto can't beat me, so you are worthy of stopping me? Bai laughed. You are no longer the coquettish youth you used to be. The current strength is enough for you to go back and destroy Magneto's base. Sentence scares Bob. I never thought you wouldn't give him a chance to pretend. To be honest, Bob was a little scared by the action just now. Not to mention your laugh point attack. Skill fragment critical strike plus 20, current skill fragment critical strike, 160. Crit. Sound transmission plus 10, current sound transmission, 70. Don't be angry, I was just joking. Bob's stern face instantly burst into a smile. He patted Bai's arm lightly with his hand. Although it is not clear about Bai's strength. But I don't know why I feel scared. Haha, I was just kidding with you too. Can I sit next to you? At this time, the orderer came to the table for 2 people with a tray of hamburgers. Definitely yes, your manager isn't here anyway. After agreeing, the waiter quickly sat next to Bai. Push the plate full of hamburgers in front of Bai. Your punch just now was so powerful, you could hit one from the front to the back. Small, I only used 1% of my strength just now, if I was willing to punch him out of the city. That's great. The orderer looked at Bai excitedly. There was a sparkle in the eyes, but Bai didn't boast too much. Because he can. By the way, my name is Jobs. Hello, my name is Bai and his name is Baoyu. Isn't his name Bob? I won't disturb your meal. I should leave after sending you here. We X-Men still have missions. After speaking, Bob stood up. Don't worry, I have all the information you want. Just follow me, and I will guarantee you a promotion and salary increase. What information do you have? I just escaped from Magneto's base, so I'm familiar with it. As long as you take me to meet Professor X, I'll give you a chance to appear on TV. I've said it all. I don't know Professor X is there. Maybe you can watch TV and try your luck. I am not a domino, luck will not always follow my ass. There is a bug level luck that complains to domino. Lucky plus 10, currently lucky. 10, crit sound transmission plus 10, current sound transmission, 80. 25 kilometers to the east, there is a bar called Plane Tree. The hotel opens at 11 p.m. I heard that there is a student who escaped from Mutant College. You can try your luck there. Maybe the goddess of luck will also favor you. After speaking, Bob left the burger shop. At the same time, he didn't believe that Bai escaped from the Magneto base at all. Forgot to tell him, he didn't get the chips. Jobs remember to give them to him next time he comes. The next time he came I was gone. I resigned, and went to the kitchen to talk to the manager who had passed out. Well done Jobs, I believe you will be able to make a difference in the field of selling fruit in the future. Jobs in another world sells apples. Jobs in this world can also sell apples. Hacker plus 10, current hacker. 10, crit, skill fragment critical strike plus 10, current skill fragment critical strike, 170. Let's talk about it at that time. Maybe I will become a mercenary. Mercenary, let me get poor Wade. But since you want to be a mercenary, why don't you go to the bar with me tonight and kill everyone? Okay, can I go home and get the gun first? No problem. Gather at the gate of the burger shop at 10 o'clock tonight. Bai ate the burger while talking. He was full of praise for the taste of the burger. By the way, you said you had a gun, where did you get it? Bought it from Bruce, he knows the gangsters and specializes in ordinary people's business. Originally this gun was prepared for the manager, but now he is probably going to the hospital to lie down for a while, so I don't need to shoot him and send him to the hospital. I didn't expect you to be such a Jobs. In addition, give me his phone number, I also want to buy a handy weapon. You must know that it is easy to dirty my clothes by holding melee weapons all the time. The difference between melee weapons and ranged weapons. A murder will splatter blood. A murder does not stain blood, saving time for washing clothes, shoes, trousers, and bathing. 5.7 skill fragment critical strike plus 10, current skill fragment critical strike, 180. Crit sound transmission plus 10, current sound transmission, 90. No problem. Jobs pulled out his phone. Remember Bruce's phone number. Wait for Bai to save Bruce's phone. Sirens were heard in the distance. Presumably some people can't understand the manager sleeping at work. So I chose to call the police. Goodbye Jobs, I should go. Remember to ask Bob for the money from Haagen-Dazs, because I am in charge of treating guests and he is in charge of paying. Bob was also shot while lying down. This month's bill is estimated to leave him without a place to live. Sound transmission plus 10, current sound transmission, 100. The sound transmission reaches 100. Activate the 100 km sound transmission. and you can tell anyone what you want to say within 100 kilometers. Wait. I don't know your name yet. Call me Deadpool, although I don't have a qualified uniform yet. Maybe I will have a very cool shirt when you see me next time. Let Jobs look forward to the next meeting. I even thought about wearing the same uniform with you. You may be a pair of excellent mercenaries, Special Forces plus 10, current Special Forces, 10. After speaking, Mu Bai walked out of the burger shop, leaving Jobs standing alone and chanting the word Deadpool. Deadpool. This name is simply a blockbuster. Just as Jobs finished talking, the sirens were getting closer. 3 police cars were parked in front of the burger shop. A police car is heard. The man who called the police was the first to rush out of the burger joint. He's a chef at a hamburger restaurant. I usually have the best relationship with the manager. The way Jobs looked at the chef changed in a matter of seconds. At the moment, Mu Bai has gone far. 06 Stay away until you can't hear the annoying siren at all. He picked up his phone and called Bruce. The call just came through. Then came Bruce's impatient voice. Who? Your father. What? What were you talking about just now? I'm going to buy you a $2 million gun. Heard $2 million. Just now, Bruce pretended not to hear the word father. Focus on $2 million the whole time. $2 million, who are you? Wait, needless to say, what gun do you want? Maybe he was afraid that Mu Bai would say it was his father again. Bruce asked directly about the deal. It doesn't matter what the seller's name is. Mach-10 submachine gun. What do you want this gun for? When you ask this question, it is as childish as asking girls why they buy sanitary napkins. To the point where Bruce can't answer, because this is the first transaction and I don't know you, so I asked a little more cautiously. Hearing you speak very aggressively, not like a simple guy. Bruce decides to try to trade with you. Alternative dimensional arsenal plus 10, currently different dimensional arsenal, 50. Crit, infinite physical strength plus 10, current unlimited physical strength, 20. Okay, I have a gun. When are you going to trade it? This afternoon, because I still have a party tonight. You decide the place of the transaction. That's refreshing. I'll send you the address and time later. Don't forget, bring me some fried chicken when you come. I thought it would be a ruthless person, but bringing a piece of fried chicken immediately caught Bruce in circles. He can no longer guess what kind of person you are. Cold with humor? Heart control plus 10, current heart control, 10. Do you think I deliver food? I'm not kidding you. I'm not sure what I'd do if I didn't bring fried chicken. Really scared Bruce. No one dared to let him bring fried chicken and threatened him. Bruce thinks you are very interesting. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10, current skill fragment critical strike, 190. Crit, different dimension arsenal plus 10, currently different dimension arsenal, 60. After hanging up the phone, less than a minute, the mobile phone received the transaction time and location. Glancing at Mu Bai, he didn't take it seriously. Put your phone in your pocket. Decided to change clothes first. Not far away, there is a brand name clothing store that decided to go in and try its luck. Maybe there will be someone who will catch his eye. Even if you can't be a uniform, it's better than wearing Luo's clothes. Into a designer clothing store. The salesperson inside was a thin, handsome woman. After Mu Bai entered the door, the female salesperson did not rush up immediately. Instead, he looked at him from afar. When Mu Bai stopped in front of a piece of clothing to look at it, he walked over enthusiastically. This is our new product that just arrived this year, and it's been very popular recently. If I had taken another dress, I'm sure you'd have said the same to me. Looking at your clothes and attire, it looks like entering a famous brand clothing store for the first time. But your answer made the female salesperson feel that you are not easy to fool. Special Forces plus 20, current Special Forces, 30. Crit, infinite stamina plus 10, current unlimited stamina, 30. The clothes in our store are all new products. No matter which one is worn out, it is a trend. Trend? Why didn't I see anyone wearing your clothes on the street? When you get to a female salesperson, the sales routines in your brain are all messed up. Looks like I met an opponent. Special Forces plus 20, current Special Forces, 50. Crit, infinite physical strength plus 10, current unlimited physical strength, 40. You can't just look on the street. We are a brand name clothing store and not everyone can afford it, but once you wear it and walk outside on the street, you can immediately show that you are different from others. Hearing that you are so tall, how much is the sales volume of this dress in your store? Because it is a new model that just came out, 20 people have bought it so far. That means I will have a shirt match with 20 people. No, I don't like to wear the same clothes as others. My figure will make others feel very embarrassed. Do not follow the routine. The saleswoman thinks you might be here to make trouble. Special Forces plus 20, current Special Forces, 7-0. Crit, infinite physical strength plus 10, current unlimited physical strength, 50. How much is the 503 dress? Just wanted to drive Mew Bai out. But Mew Bai's words once again made the saleswoman greet her with a smile. 1,500, sir. This is a brand name authentic clothing store and there are no discounts. The saleswoman heard that Mew Bai wanted to bargain. The smiles all over his face were pulled together again. It feels like the security guards will be able to drive people away in the next second. I know, I'm just joking with you. I want to ask what kind of clothes can be bought here for 2 million. 2 million. The saleswoman's eyes widened instantly. To tell you the truth, I'm friends with Tony, and he used to sneak through my clothes when I was a kid. Even if it is not Iron Man, Tony has almost reached the point where everyone knows, his Playboy image and the richest man have already been deeply rooted in the hearts of the people. Special Forces plus 20, current Special Forces, 90. Crit, infinite physical strength plus 10, current unlimited physical strength, 60. Real or fake? The female salesperson re-examined Mew Bai. But no matter how you look at it, you can't match Tony, who is rich and powerful. Definitely, there are still many things that Tony needs my help in the future, such as helping him snap his fingers. 2-cow Iron Man snapped his fingers for the plot. Future skill. Inventor plus 10, current inventor, 10. Whether you know Tony or not, as long as you have $2 million, you are a VIP here. Saleswoman enthusiastically promotes the benefits of VIP. And Mew Bai put on an expression that had already seen through everything. I think VIP has already been integrated with life. You need VIP to watch videos, you need VIP to shop, you need VIP even if you don't like listening to me, but you need VIP for everything related to consumption. VIP stimulates consumption, great value for money. Skill VIP bonus. VIP Deacon plus 10, current VIP Deacon, 10. The saleswoman stood aside and couldn't hear what Mew Bai was saying. But in order for Mew Bai to apply for a VIP card, get high commissions yourself. Still squeeze out a smile and sell enthusiastically. Although VIP is everywhere, it can also make you stand out. But what are the conditions to become your VIP? I don't feel sleepy when I mention this saleswoman. She will definitely explain it clearly to you. VIP Deacon plus 10, current VIP Deacon, 20, crit. VIP Deacon plus 10, current VIP Deacon, 30, a minimum recharge of 100,000 United States dollars in our store, or a one-time consumption of 50,000 United States dollars will become our elementary level VIP. After becoming a VIP, you will have an independent dressing room and fitting room, and there will also be special salesmen who will give you special explanations and massages. Speaking of massage, Mew Bai could feel that the saleswoman's eyes were deliberately firing at him. Then let me see if the most expensive clothes here are worth my consumption. Since you are interested, I can take you to the VIP room to experience it first. After speaking, the female salesperson walked in front with her butt twisted. It seems to want to show fullness, but Mew Bai just came to buy clothes and has no interest in the female sales staff. I don't even think it can compare to Shaw's ass. Go through a secret door to the VIP room. It's completely different here. No rows of clothes, it's a luxurious room. Sofa, coffee table, TV. There is also a separate dressing room and dressing room. As expected, you can enjoy different treatment if you recharge as a VIP. You sit here, I'll get you something to eat. No need, I just ate several luxurious beef 3-layer burgers and couldn't eat them all, so I went straight to the topic. Oh well. Next, the saleswoman pushed in one piece of clothing. Then show and explain one by one. It even talks about the history of the clothes. And what the style of clothes represents. But Mew Bai didn't want to hear it. He only cares about the first impression of the clothes. Until a red and black dress caught his attention. Just this one, bring me to try. See, Mew Bai stood up satisfied. The saleswoman finally breathed a sigh of relief. Immediately let Mew Bai go to the locker room to try. After Mew Bai put on his clothes and came out, there was another compliment. How much? Not expensive, less than 2 million, only 8,000 US dollars. The saleswoman said with a smile. It feels like $8,000 for a piece of clothing seems cheap. It's not expensive at only $8,000, but I'm not going to pay in dollars. Then what are you going to use? Pay at 200 miles per hour. 200 miles per hour. Yes, like this. The voice just fell. A strong wind passed in front of the saleswoman. False eyelashes flew straight out. The clothes in the store were also blown up by a strong wind. Wait until the wind stops. Mu Bai disappeared. All that was left was the inconceivable screams of the saleswoman. Brothers 2 million won't arrive until next week, so I can only buy it at the rate of 200. Mu Bai came to an alley and quickly put on the clothes he just bought. Standing in front of a shop window and staring at it, I found myself looking a lot more handsome after wearing the new clothes. I have the clothes, but I really think there is something missing in my hand. Mu Bai shook his wrist. It feels like the wrist needs an ornament too. So there is the next item to buy with 200 miles. After Mu Bai finishes buying what he needs, time gradually came to deal with Bruce. At the moment Bruce arrived 20 minutes early with a group of younger brothers. The place of transaction is an abandoned dock. The abandoned docks are often used as a place for gang transactions. Because almost no one comes here, and it is convenient to clean up the dead bodies near the sea. Over time, the best trading place of the abandoned pier gradually spread among the gangsters. Arrived 20 minutes early. Bruce wasn't idle either. Let the younger brothers disperse to all corners of the pier. He wants to catch a turtle in an urn. But after waiting for half an hour, Mu Bai was nowhere to be seen. Bruce from at the moment has already started cursing. TMD, even I, Bruce, dare to play tricks. It's been half an hour, and it hasn't arrived yet. No one has ever dared to release my Bruce's pigeons. Boss, what should we do now? Should we continue to wait? It's been half an hour since the boss, he's definitely not coming. You don't need to talk nonsense. Hurry up and find someone to look up the phone number, and when I know that guy dared to lie to me, I will definitely let him go to see God. Hey, don't check, I'm gone. Just then Mu Bai just arrived on the scene. It's just that his dress surprised everyone. He only wears shorts all over his body. He was carrying 3 shopping bags in his hand. Like just finished shopping. You're TM late, you know? And what are you wearing? Because I didn't want to have 2 more bullet holes in my $8,000 dress, I chose not to wear it. Clothes can have an owner like you, it will be worth it for a lifetime. VIP Deacon plus 10, current VIP Deacon, 40, in addition, the owner of the mobile phone will hold a wedding the day after tomorrow. If you want to find him, you should wait until the day after tomorrow, otherwise you will have to pay for it. Foreigners also have money when they get married. What you are saying now is completely different from the person on the phone. He was a little unsure if it was the same person. Special Forces plus 10, current Special Forces, 100. Special Forces reach 100, activate Special Forces, you have the combat experience and sense of judgment of top Special Forces. Crit, infinite stamina plus 10, current unlimited stamina, 70. Who are you? Bruce fired a shot at Mu Bai's feet without saying a word. Seeing the boss shooting, the others aimed their guns at Mu Bai. I can come here on time to meet you, but you still ask who I am. It's as childish as asking why girls buy sanitary napkins. This sentence made Bruce instantly believe that you were the one who was talking to him on the phone. It's just that I didn't expect that the phone will limit your performance. In reality, you can say it better. VIP Deacon plus 10, current VIP Deacon, 50. You dare to let me go, do you know who I am? I definitely know that you are Bruce. If you change your name to Bluto, I believe you will be more famous. Bluto once played the role in the world-famous Mickey Mouse Wonderful House. This description makes Brutal more like a star. Skill Fragment Critical Strike plus 10, current Skill Fragment Critical Strike, 200. The crit rate of skill fragments reaches 100, and the critical rate of activating skill fragments is 100%. Every time you activate skill fragments, there is a 100% chance to get an additional one. Crit. Skill Fragment Critical Strike plus 10, current Skill Fragment Critical Strike, 210. You better bring $2 million or I won't let you out of here. I don't want to go, I can just jump and leave here. Don't play tricks, did I bring my $2 million? Bruce growled at almost every sound. And it was the first time I met a guy who was so confusing as Mu Bai. Definitely brought. Mu Bai raised the shopping bag in his hand. Are you kidding me? You have $2 million in a shopping bag? The voice just fell. Bruce couldn't bear the temper tantrum aroused by Mu Bai. He shot directly at the shopping bag in Mu Bai's hand. Bullets sounded. The shopping bag in Mu Bai's hand instantly turned into pieces of flying debris. The most important thing is that the shopping bag is empty. Fortunately, I had expected to put all the things I bought elsewhere, otherwise I would have to spend another 200 miles to buy a new dress and a Rolex. Mu Bai casually threw the trash on the ground. The weird operation made Bruce and others scratch their heads. Are you F***king kidding me? Don't worry, I'm actually a mutant who can shrink money and hide it in my pants pocket. Go search their pockets. Bruce yelled at the people next to him. Now desperate to see $2,091.3 million. Wait, I need a submachine gun, did you bring it? Haha. You still want the goods, it's not bad if I didn't kill you immediately. You don't intend to kill me immediately, meaning you want to kill me later, then I can't give it to you. Look around clearly, whether you want money or your life. Bluto, you can't threaten me, and you can't get the money if I die, because only my ability can change the money back to normal. After speaking, Mu Bai spit out a document bag toy from his mouth. Put it in a conspicuous place on the palm of your hand for everyone to see. I don't believe it's $2 million. If you have the ability, you can enlarge it. I'm not a fool. What if you suddenly kill me after zooming in? Don't worry. I dare to trade with you alone. I must have brought money. Otherwise, how could I escape from so many guns? Let Bruce believe your words for now. After all, no one has ever dared to trade with him without bringing money. Otherwise, it's pure courting death. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10. Current skill fragment critical strike, 220. Crit, infinite physical strength plus 10. Current unlimited physical strength, 80. You are smart, but I did bring you the gun you asked for. Bruce snapped his fingers. A subordinate behind him walked over carrying a weapon box. Go to the front and open the weapon box. The two MAC-10 submachine guns in the box caught Mu Bai's eyes. Bluto, you are a very punctual person, but you have a little too many people. You didn't say you had to come alone. Bruce laughed. The look of a winning ticket. Brutal, you took advantage of me, but did you bring the fried chicken I asked for? Fried chicken, are you kidding? How could I bring fried chicken to you who is not punctual? Bruce laughed suddenly. The other younger brothers also had a tacit understanding and laughed at Mu Bai's request. If you dare to trade with me without fried chicken, then I'm sorry, the negotiation is over. The transaction between gangsters is the key. You knew Bruce wouldn't bring fried chicken is just your fuse. Skill fragment critical strike plus 10. Current skill fragment critical strike, 230. Crit, infinite physical strength plus 20. Current unlimited physical strength, 100. Unlimited physical strength reaches 100. Activate infinite physical strength. Your physical strength will have no upper limit, and you will always be in a state of abundance. MD, kill him for me. Bruce instantly raged. Just about to shoot. But in the next second Bruce turned directly into Bluto. From a man to a bloodhound, the younger brothers around me were taken aback. TMD, damn mutant. Kill him for me. Bruce was also surprised. Even if he turned into a dog, he still kept barking at Mu Bai. It's just that others can't understand what you say. It was all barking dogs. Fearing that he would become a dog too. The boys around shot at the same time. Countless bullets hit Mu Bai. And Mu Bai stretched out his hands without any panic. Two katana held in hand, followed by waving at great speed. The speed was so fast that no one around could see the afterimage of the double swords. All that could be seen were bullets that were broken in two and fell around Mu Bai. Others want money for juggling, but my brother's juggling is killing me. Mu Bai faced the bullet and slashed at the crowd. Even with ion bombs getting closer, still free from bullets. When he saw Mu Bai blocking bullets with a knife, he was already in front of him. The man who shot was instantly frightened. Not even the scene where the Matrix dodges bullets does Mu Bai outrageously. And one is a movie. One is reality. It seems that the movie was still shot conservatively. The hand rises and the knife falls. The man's head went straight to the sky. Others were startled by Mu Bai's manipulation. They abandoned their guns and fled. Will you be paid after watching the juggling? A laser swept across. The few people who ran away were instantly cut in half. After solving it, Mu Bai picked up the weapon box on the ground and walked to a corpse. Kicked a few feet. There's no need to pretend to be a dead body, I deliberately didn't kill you. The dead man heard this. She was so scared that she immediately turned over and begged for mercy. But Mu Bai stepped on his mouth. I'm tired of hearing the words of begging for mercy. I spared your life to get more weapons. You know more weapons are there, right? The man pretending to be a corpse blinked his eyes abruptly, unable to speak. Very well, take me there. Mu Bai let go of his feet. The dead man let out a long sigh of relief. Bruce has weapons at home but not many, and if you want more weapons, you'd better go to the local gangsters. The dead man said pitifully, but Mu Bai knows exactly what is going on in his heart. Take you to gangsters, I don't believe they can't kill you. Lead the way. After Mu Bai finished speaking, the man pretending to be a corpse immediately stood up and led the way. About 10 minutes passed. Mu Bai followed the dead man all the way to a remote abandoned warehouse. A man standing on sentry high up in the warehouse. When he saw a stranger appearing, he suddenly became vigilant. Are you sure there are a lot of weapons here? Yes, the weapons here are enough for you to use for a long time alone. It can be heard that the dead man is not lying. Mu Bai stabbed him directly in the stomach, and the men at the top of the warehouse noticed that Mu Bai was killing people in their territory. Then he yelled, "Call whatever you want, and get ready for the baptism of bullets later." After speaking, he took out the 2 MAC-10 submachine guns he had just harvested and rushed in. Brother, someone rushed in. Da da da. Ah. Hear the stalking screams above the warehouse. And gunfire from outside the door. The gangsters who were bored at first became vigilant in an instant. TMD, who dares to act wildly on my chassis? The man sitting on the sofa stood up holding the Desert Eagle pistol tightly. Others staying in the warehouse also raised their guns and focused their eyes on the door. Once someone opens the door, there will be a hail of bullets waiting for her. Wow. The sturdy warehouse door suddenly burst open. Almost at the same time everyone was shooting at the door. Da da da. Countless bullets flew towards the door. Don't give the Comer a little life. At this moment, the pistol man suddenly yelled when he realized something was wrong. Only then did the surrounding men stop shooting and look towards the door. But after a while of operation, he didn't see any corpse at the door. No one came in. 140, go out and see what's going on. The pistol man called out to the nearest brother. The younger brother was ordered by the boss to run towards the door in desperation. He ducked and hid by the door to probe. After a while. Boss, I didn't see anyone outside. No one? Impossible, I clearly heard gunshots. Boss, the warehouse's follower can't be contacted, and he must be dead. Everyone come out with me, whoever dares to kill me don't want him to escape alive. Just as everyone walked out, suddenly there was another gunshot behind him. Da da da. It didn't wait for the gangsters walking out to react. A barrage of bullets hit from behind. The gangsters fell to the ground in an instant. Find a place to hide. Hateful. The rest yelled and scrambled for cover. At the same time, they took out their guns and prepared to fight back. But the strange thing is when they looked back and didn't see anyone. In addition, judging by the degree of intensive shooting, there are at least 10 people. Why can't anyone see what's going on? TMD met a ghost. The survivors hid in the bunker and looked around. Except for a rear door that has not been opened at the rear. There is no longer any place to haunt. Not even a crater was visible on the warehouse's walls. Want to shoot them in the rear, unless people are in warehouse. Otherwise, it is impossible for the bullet not to leave marks on the wall. Boss? Look around, the man may be hiding behind the sofa. Only the sofa can hide people in front of you. Everyone shot at the sofa in unison. But after shooting the sofa to pieces, no one was seen. No one. Will the guy who shot us become invisible? Invisibility. More than a dozen people are invisible at the same time. Those guys from the hand cannot be so powerful. The hand, no way. Ghana also has the shadow of the hand. Definitely, the hand can be said to be everywhere. They are as annoying as a fly and can't be killed. If the hand is attacking us, the fly is getting harder and harder to deal with. Don't worry, it's a guy named Mu Bai who's dealing with you, not from the hand. Your words let the pistol man understand that the enemy is not the hand. But he doesn't remember where he heard Mu Bai's name, let alone offended him. Duplication plus 10, current duplication, 70, crit. Wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 30. Hey, what's the background of that Mu Bai? The water gun man turned his head and asked, but there was no one behind him. With a panicked expression, he looked around. Did you guys just see who is talking to me again? Boss, we didn't see anyone. I only saw you talking to yourself. Impossible. The pistol man kept looking around with his back against the shield. They even shot at places where no one was around. Be careful, that person is called Mu Bai and will be invisible. It will be invisible. Boss, have we offended mutant? The surviving younger brother heard the word mutant. Like a mouse meeting a cat. His legs trembled with fear. May I ask if we have offended you? The pistol man asked boldly. It is basically certain that the person who attacked them is invisible. Bruce offended me. Bruce, the pistol man frowned. He does. It's just that the relationship with Bruce is just cooperation. The feelings are not even comparable to the younger brother. We only have a cooperative relationship with Bruce, and we have no other contacts. Otherwise, we help you kill Bruce, and you let us go. I have the ability to ask you to beg for mercy, so why can't I easily kill Bruce, who is inferior to your firepower and manpower? Justified, stealth, accurate marksmanship, and extremely fast. 100 Bruces can't be opponents. Duplication plus 10, current duplication, 80. Crit, wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 40. Then tell me, how can I let you let us go? It's as simple as buying some fried chicken and I can calm my anger. Eating fried chicken to calm down anger, engaged in gangs for decades is the first time I heard it. But dare not question it. Duplication plus 10, current duplication, 90. Crit, wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 50. Fried chicken. The pistol man was a little confused. But an idea quickly flashed through my mind. No problem, I'll buy it for you now. You stay and let your little brother go. The pistol man looked at his younger brother. And the younger brothers heard that they were going out to buy fried chicken. Everyone rushed to buy fried chicken as if seeing the light. Boss, let me go, I can run fast. Boss, as long as you let me go, I will definitely bring you some fried chicken when I come back. Boss, I have been with you for the longest time, and I have never begged you for anything, but this time I beg you to let me buy fried chicken. I know where the nearby fried chicken shop is. Pick me, it's just you. Go and buy fried chicken and come back. The pistol man pointed to the man who had been with him for the longest time. The eyes of the others lost their brilliance in an instant. Okay boss. The younger brother who was named was elated. Turn around and run outside. See, someone is about to escape from the sea of AA suffering. A famous bald boy couldn't bear to follow closely behind. He is a slippery guy. I was afraid he would run away after going out, so I went with him. The bald man followed after he finished speaking. The other younger brothers saw that the bald boy ran away and no one stopped them, so they followed suit. He is bald, his hair is hairless, he is very fine, he will definitely run away, I will go and see him. 5.1. I also go. They don't know that fried chicken restaurant is delicious. I often eat fried chicken, so I follow them, don't let them buy the wrong one. Although I don't understand anything, I also want to follow them to see. The difference between before and after is less than 3 seconds. All the younger brothers ran out in unison. When the bald boy who was running ahead was about to reach the door and escape. A red light shines above the warehouse door. Wow. The falling debris directly blocked the door. It doesn't take so many people to buy a fried chicken, the others stay here. Words spoken like falling stones blocked the hope of several people to escape. Duplication plus 10. Current duplication. 100. When the duplication reaches 100, activate the duplication technique level 1, which is completely similar to yourself and 100% obeys the order. Each duplication will randomly imitate 2 abilities on your body, and at most 2 will be divided. Crit wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 60. I felt a red light flash above my head. Immediately afterwards, the top of the warehouse was blasted to pieces. The ruins blocked the way out for the 4 younger brothers. Several people were frightened by Mu Bai's hidden strength. Don't dare to make any more moves. It doesn't take so many people to buy a fried chicken, and if you don't want to die, you have to give it back to me. Mu Bai ordered the 4 younger brothers to stand back in unison. Give me all the weapons you have here before the fried chicken comes back. No problem. The pistol man was the first to put the pistol on the ground to show his loyalty. Then kicked. The other younger brothers took out their weapons from their pockets and followed suit. This weapon is only enough for you to live for a minute. Seeing Mu Bai is not enough. The pistol man quickly said, I still have this, you can just take it. After all, he quickly walked to a wardrobe. Pull open the closet by hand. You can see that there are no clothes in the closet. At the same time, it was filled with many weapons. Mu Bai walked to the wardrobe and nodded in satisfaction. Very good, I don't want to kill you so much anymore. Your words let the pistol man feel relieved. The light in the eyes of the other younger brothers rises again. It turns out that as long as you please, giving you weapons can reduce the probability of being killed. Wind knife plus 20, current wind knife, 40, crit. Wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 70, brother, come here. No rush, it's the same when I stand there. Boss, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to invisible brother. Brother stealth, come here, I still have ammunition for you. The pistol man was taken aback by the younger brother's swaying. He only wanted to satisfy Mu Bai with the gun in the closet. There was no thought of giving him the ammo at all. There is ammunition. Mu Bai walked over. Brother Stealth fired fiercely at first, but then there was no sound, so he must have run out of bullets. So what you lack most now should be bullets. I have a crush on careful men, and you're sure to live today, boy. Thank you, brother, thank you, brother. I heard that I am alive today. The excited man immediately knelt down and kowtowed to express his thanks. See that the careful man has already knelt on the ground to get the death-free token. The other younger brothers who didn't have death-free tokens panicked instantly. Brother, look at me, I have something for you too. Suddenly another brother shouted. What? Come with me. The younger brother trotted all the way to the sofa. He flipped the sofa over, opened the hidden compartment on the floor. A large amount of cash was stored inside. For a moment, Mu Bai and the younger brother who opened the hidden cell showed joyful smiles. On the other hand, the pistol man not far away had a stiff face. He just wanted to get rid of Mu Bai with the weapons in his closet. I didn't expect the young brothers to have such a strong desire to survive. He actually found out the money that he had hidden in private. No wonder I always feel less money. It turned out that these guys knew where the money was hidden from the beginning. If it weren't for Mu Bai taking control here, the pistol man would immediately kill the two younger brothers who betrayed him. Brother, do you think this money can make me live? The money is not enough, but your smile is very contagious. From now on, you will always laugh at me. Fake smile boy. Fake smiles to the end in order to survive. Wind knife plus 20, current wind knife, 60, crit. Wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 80, no problem. The fake smile man's smile immediately froze on his face. Brother, I have something for you too. There are also two surviving younger brothers who are not to be outdone. Hearing the pistol man burst into heartache. Let's hope nothing more is found. Come one by one, you speak first. Mu Bai pointed to one of the younger brothers. I saw him quickly running to the side of the pistol man. What are you doing? The pistol man stared at him seriously. Hope he doesn't go out of his way, but the younger brother will do anything to survive. After all, an extra day is a day. I'm sorry, boss. After speaking, he kicked the pistol man in the crotch. The pistol man didn't expect this kick. He covered his crotch and fell to the ground. And the crotch-kicking boy took out the key in his pocket. Then he ran to the wall in a hurry and tore off a poster. There is also a hidden grid behind the poster. After opening it is a safe with a lock. After opening with the key. It was full of gold bars and jewelry, worth far more than the cash under the floor. Fact. The pistol man cursed inwardly, because it was hidden at home and was stolen many times. So keep all your property in your own territory. Unexpectedly, this group of people knew all about it. I'm afraid these people were the ones who went to his house to steal things before. Brother, do you see these buying my life? A person's life is priceless and cannot be measured with valuable money, so these things cannot buy your life. Said the little brother who bought his life in a daze. I thought you would say enough, but I didn't expect to be taught a course called The Value of Life. Alternative Dimensional Arsenal plus 10, currently different dimensional arsenal, 70. Crit, Alternative Dimensional Arsenal plus 10, currently different dimensional arsenal, 80. But that kick you kicked your boss was cool, so you have a chance of surviving. Thank you, boss. These are all of you, not enough for our boss to have in our family. The pistol man fixed his eyes on his younger brother. I can't wait to shoot them immediately. Brother, and me. I'll see what you can find. Mu Bai finished speaking. The last boy ran to the corner to lift a 3-meter-high ladder. Find a good place to prop up the ladder. Then climbed up and opened a square inspection hole. Reached above and pulled out a long box. Then hugged down the ladder. Quickly put it on the ground and opened it. Inside is an AWM sniper rifle. Ta. Needless to say, although you didn't do anything meaningful, this gun can keep you alive. Thank you, brother. Just after Mu Bai harvested all the gifts, he heard someone coming back. And the person who came back was the younger brother let go by the pistol man. Because the front door was piled up with rubble. He pushed open the back door and walked in. The other little brothers have already won the gold medal for avoiding death. At the moment, I no longer envy the little brother who buys fried chicken. Brother, we're here. Brother, can we have some? If he doesn't bring enough, brother, I can buy more. No matter how much, everyone has a share now. Mu Bai said it openly, but he found that the little brother who came back had empty hands. Not a qualified takeaway at all. If you want to surprise us, I advise you to hurry up and bring out the fried chicken. Fried chicken. The younger brother who came back had a somewhat arrogant expression. It's no longer the same as 3 when he begged to let him go out at the beginning. Don't eat fried chicken. What I brought back for you is better than fried chicken. The voice just fell. A man with a cigarette and sunglasses walked in. He was wearing a white camisole. The muscles in the arms are very pronounced. See this person appear. The pistol man who was lying on the ground covering his crotch felt much better in an instant. He vowed to deal with Mu Bai soon. To take out his anger on the little brother who betrayed him just now. And the little brother who was still one-sided just now widened his eyes when he saw this person appear. Are you all afraid of him? Mu Bai didn't look at them. Just listening to the heartbeat has already felt the fear of several people. But the few people ran back quickly without speaking. He didn't shout until he thought it was safe. You are finally back. Help us, we were all forced by him. 337. Just now it was just a tactic to delay the attack, just to wait for you to come back. The weapon he has now has no bullets, so hurry up and get rid of him. The 4 barb wolves suddenly revealed their true colors. Mu Bai just chuckled lightly. I spared your life just now, don't regret betraying me now. Your words make the younger brothers disagree. They don't think you are better than a smoking man. So it is wise to turn against the water as soon as possible. Different dimension arsenal plus 10, currently different dimension arsenal, 90. Crit, different dimension arsenal plus 10, currently different dimension arsenal, 100. The different dimensional arsenal reaches 100, activate the different dimensional arsenal, you get a space arsenal with unlimited storage capacity, which can be used to store materials, but if you put in a hot weapon, the different dimensional arsenal will automatically forge. The longer it is stored, the stronger the weapon will be forged. Regret? We do regret that we didn't find a chance to kill you to protect Huo. Boss, we were just acting just now, the purpose was to buy time for the younger brother you sent. Yes, boss, you should understand us, right? Without our procrastination, I am afraid that the few weapons in the wardrobe will not be kept. Hear the betrayal of the younger brothers. The pistol man also chuckled lightly. If you betray so quickly, then the man in front of you with a cigarette and sunglasses must be very powerful. Hey, you just know how to be invisible. He is the gold medal fighter of our gang, and he has more than one ability. It's still too late to beg for forgiveness. You don't seem to be able to see me, so there's no need to be so arrogant. Your words make the man in sunglasses smile. One of his abilities is the ability to see invisible objects. Wind knife plus 20, current wind knife, 80, crit. Wind speed plus 10, current wind speed, 90, Mu Bai just finished speaking. The right hand of the man in sunglasses shoots a laser in the shape of a pistol. Mu Bai stood still and he missed the first shot. In the second shot, Mu Bai deliberately picked up the finger laser of the man in sunglasses to test its power. The power is not bad and can penetrate the human body. Mu Bai revealed his real body after being hit. Whoosh. But the man in sunglasses doesn't talk about martial arts. While Mu Bai complained, another laser shot directly through Mu Bai's forehead. Seeing Mu Bai who fell to the ground, the others immediately jumped up. If he hadn't become invisible, the door would have killed him long ago. Based on the boss's marksmanship, the blind shots just now should have almost hit him. The boss is the boss, he actually knows that he will send reinforcements when he goes out to buy fried chicken. Stop flattering me, after cleaning up his body, I'll clean up you. The pistol man looked sharply at the 4 younger brothers. Then he walked towards the man in sunglasses. Thank you for coming. You're welcome, after all, we are all working for one person, and we should help each other. Just why would you offend a mutant? It's that goddamn Bruce, and if he didn't know the boss of another gang, I wouldn't have offered him business. Don't associate with people outside the gang in the future. Fortunately, the mutant who came this time is a weak chicken, otherwise I might not be able to deal with it. Just when 2 people were talking, someone else opened the back door and walked in. People who come in wear takeaway hats. carrying a bag of fried chicken in his hand. Hello. Which one of you ordered the fried chicken? Who gets it? The pistol man looked at several people. The 4 younger brothers all shook their heads. Then he asked Shang Xinxian, did you really go out and buy fried chicken for him? I won't be so idle. As soon as I go out, I will find a helper. The person who ordered the fried chicken is called Mu Bai number 1. The delivery man glanced at the list. Mu Bai number 1? Several people looked at the fallen body. He is dead. Died. The delivery man looked at the body lying on the ground in surprise. What's all the fuss about dead people? Don't you see how many dead bodies there are in warehouse? The pistol man wanted to scare the delivery man. But the takeaway boy scared the pistol man instantly when he took off his hat. I kindly asked duplication to play with you. I went to buy you fried chicken, but you killed my duplication. They fainted. I didn't expect to play with them all the time, just a duplication. Wind knife plus 20. Current wind knife. 100. The wind power reaches 100. Activate the wind knife. You can release the wind knife with bare hands or with a weapon. The sharpness of the wind power is determined by the weapon released. Crit. Wind speed plus 10. Current wind speed. 100. The speed reaches 100. Activate the speed of the wind, and your speed reaches the speed of the wind. It's a perfect match to release the wind knife with the double knife that can cut everything. Duplication. At the moment, several people were still surprised that Mu Bai would duplicate. As everyone knows, Mu Bai has risen another 1.7 levels. The man with sunglasses on the side was silent. While not paying attention, aim at Mu Bai's temple and prepare to shoot a laser. But this time the laser was not released. All 10 of his fingers fell to the ground at some point. Ah! My finger! The man in sunglasses yelled suddenly. Don't ask me for your fingers on the ground. After speaking, the man in sunglasses separated his upper and lower jaws with a knife. The cruelty made others scream. Forgive me. The 4 younger brothers knelt on the ground immediately when their legs softened. Hey! I knew why I had to do it now. 1 knife down. The 6 people around him were all cut in half. Thank you for playing with me until the evening. I'm going to collect all your weapons now, and then go to the bar to pick up girls.